shit. Like it's things are about what's marketable.
Anyway, so I'm honestly I'm all shooken up. I'm thoroughly shooken up. Can you say shooken up? Is that a term? Shook
I
up?
say shaken.
Shaken up? Hey, Spaghetti!
Mm.
Spaghetti, you were there last night when Sea Lion attacked me like nuts and I had to leave the server? That's
Oh, good.
what good. I didn't say how are you, but how are you?
You have to leave the server. Good.
Oh, wait, Spaghetti, you said good that I had to leave the server?
Yeah,
Why?
That's a bit curmudgeonly.
Why are you saying that, Spaghetti?
you're welcome.
I can't understand what you're saying. You said awesome?
You're welcome.
You're welcome for what? I didn't. Did I say thank you? Spaghetti, what's going on? Why are you not why is there like a delay when I speak to you?
Hi, Ambor.
I'm bored.
Uh,
Spaghetti, were you there yesterday when Sea Lion attacked me?
I don't know who's Sea Lion.
He's the owner of the Globe Gangsters server.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to
What
talk
did he
about
attack you with?
what did he attack me with? With his vile words. He was very mean.
oh.
He was very mean.
Oh, okay.
So, at least one good thing came out of the interaction on Globe Gangsters. I mean, it was a complete waste of time, except for one thing that Sea Line. I don't know if he realized it, but during the I was on it on I was on a stream on another stream last night. Sean G, whatever. Anyway, on YouTube. So during the conversation with Sea Line was there also. So anyway, I realized suddenly that even at a minuscule 300 meters per second revolution of the Earth, you could get relativistic effects that are minute, like in the micrometers. But that is the wavelengths of the color that that the interferometer is trying to measure. So it could be that it's impossible to detect ether because of length contraction, because of special relativity. So an interferometer cannot detect the ether. It cancels out. The interference cancels out because of special relativity. So even if there is ether, it doesn't matter what speed the ether is moving in, the interferometer will never detect the ether. Were you aware of this? Were you aware of this?
Amazing. Yeah,
You were aware of this?
yeah. It was discovered over 100 years ago.
What was discovered over 100 years ago?
The thing you're talking about.
What? No, it wasn't. What do you mean? What was discovered? What are you talking about? Show me the discovery. There's no such discovery. I'm not even sure of it. Show me evidence that anyone discovered what I
No,
just
look it
said.
up.
Let's
Look
look
it
it
up.
up. Let's look it up. Okay, I'll ask.
I don't want to look it up. You look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Fine. So Google. So uh, what should I look up? What should I type in Google? Length interferometer let's say Michelson and Morley meet Michelson and Morley. Wait, did he just leave? Oh, Amber just left. Okay. Let me tell her. Let me ask her why she left. Anyway, so let's type in Google Michelson and Morley length contraction. The Michelson and Morley experiment aimed to detect the hypothetical ether wind by measuring the speed of light in different directions. Although they did not find the expected result, the null outcome led to the development of length contraction, a fundamental concept. Key findings: null result. Length contraction hypothesis. To explain the null result, George Francis Fitzgerald and Henrik Lorentz independently proposed that moving objects contract in the direction of motion. This contraction, now known as length contraction, compensates for the apparent difference in light travel times between the two arms of the interferometer. I don't believe it. So Lorentz already offered this explanation, and he did the math, and the math
Yes.
and the math.
Yes. I've told you this before.
You told me this before.
And I mentioned that Lawrence discovered it.
What do you mean? I've spoken to so many people about this experiment. When do you, okay? All our conversations are recorded. When can we look up you saying this? Let me see.
No.
Mathematical expression. The length contraction formula derived by Lorentz is whatever, we know that. Physical interpretation. Length contraction is not a physical change in the object size, but rather a relativistic effect on observer moving. Yeah, we know that. Implication. Special relativity. Michelson-Morley experiment interpretation. The null result of the experiment can be explained. Can be explained. Wait, did you just leave? Oh my god. The null result of the experiment can be explained by considering the length contraction of the moving arms, which compensates for the apparent difference in light travel times. So, if this is true, that's incredible. Jesus Christ. I don't think anyone knows this. Wait. Battery. This battery. Okay. Wow. Let's think about it. What is this? That's the apple. Andrew gravity. What is delete me? What is delete me? Okay. Delete it. So this is going to be where did that go? So length contraction Michelson-Morley. How does length contraction affect Michelson and Morley? Let's check YouTube. Has YouTube ever said this? Invasion starts. Finally, Israel is defending itself. Jesus Christ. What? Like, Israel basically was on the brink of being severely hurt by Hezbollah. And they waited and waited. What for? I don't know. So this is the stress tensor. No audio.
A customer's neighbor asked me to leave. This is what happened. Earlier today,
Okay. All right. My PhD.
People often say that something called quantum entanglement is.
Her hair
People often
changed.
say that something called quantum
So
entanglement
this
is the
is
reason that quantum computers work.
this is her natural hair. So when it's completely straight, it's like when she prepares to give a lecture on YouTube. Now she's like normal. What just happened? Let me check.
As if that's super obvious. But I started my PhD with the aim of disproving that theory because I hated it so much. Some research I did, though, convinced me that I was probably wrong about entanglement after all. So what are quantum computers? They're just like computers that we're used to, but instead of following the ordinary rules of physics, they can also take advantage of some spooky quantum effects that might sometimes help them perform some calculations faster. One of the most well-known of these spooky quantum effects is something called...
You can't say that. Let's start it over. So she started her PhD trying to disprove quantum mechanics. Wait 1 second. Okay, we'll come back to this video. It's a good video. Let's go back. Yeah, this guy is nuts. Oh, he's still streaming. Oh my god, they're still streaming straight, day and night. There's no timestamp, so it's impossible to know when I was on. Wait, you can't see this.
I'll come anywhere. Get.
It's fine now.
I think I was on.
Oh, I guess it's my end then.
Oh, it's a new stream.
The question is,
Okay,
what's
so
holding the Earth in its spin and around its orbit? What's the force?
I mean, this is the type of people they deal with, like flat earthers. But when they deal with someone like me, they lose their minds. Okay, Israel briefing after. Yeah, but this channel is fake. It's not CNN. It's a fake channel. They just replay something and like endlessly. Two ways to derive the wave equation. Oh, that's the wave equation. Fusion. I mean, there's so much information on YouTube. Energy conservation, quantum mechanics. How is energy conserved in many worlds? You know, the elites, they hate YouTube. Every time I talk to a knowledgeable person, they hate YouTube. Oh my god, they hate YouTube so much. It's like YouTube makes everyone smart. Everyone can very quickly become very smart for free, very efficiently on YouTube, and the elites hate it. Hey Amber, what's up?
Hey, I just tried to call
Who?
one of my friends because I was worried about her because of the hurricane.
Okay.
Because she's in, like Southern Carolina, so I don't know if it affected her. I saw it affected some people in Kentucky and some people, I forget where else, but like in West Virginia. So it's like in a lot of places you didn't expect. And then I realized I hadn't heard from her in a few days, and I was just like, ooh, maybe, like, I hope that's not related. But like, I tried to call her and I can't get through. So
Just okay.
hopefully I hear from her later.
Text her. Did you text her?
I did. I asked her if she's okay. Hopefully I hear back. I haven't heard from her in a couple days. But if she's without power, they are gonna be knocked out for a while. So
Yeah, America is like some of America is so poor.
that shit has been one after the other too, because they just had Hurricane Debbie, and there's gonna be one like right after this one. So it's a real pain in the fucking ass.
Like you would think, like where they have hurricanes, they would build like big, strong buildings that would not care about a
That's
hurricane.
why it hasn't been as bad in Florida as it is in these other places, because they didn't expect it in the other places.
Oh, anyway.
Like their infrastructure wasn't ever intended for it. Like all their shit is completely underwater, whereas Florida is just kind of like has property that they can rebuild, and that's why it goes down and up all the time. But like, it still sucks for those people who, like, a lot of those people are poor and they fucked up homeowners insurance. So like you can barely get homeowners insurance now. So people are like, why didn't you have insurance? And it's because they like block certain things, so they do all this shit so they don't pay you. You know, companies just dick people around a lot.
Hmm.
But yeah, I hope I end up hearing from her because I'm a little bit worried.
Hmm.
What are you doing? Your paper?
No, I'm just somebody. It's about the paper. I'm just looking at an email. You know, like people request to access my paper to comment. Now this guy's asking for editor privilege. So, but last time I gave
So you can
people,
drop penis. Yeah.
yeah, you saw that. Like it was
Yeah, exactly.
endless mockery. It's like I had to actually spend time to clean up the document.
Yeah, exactly. You should copy the document and give them access to the copy of it. Don't
What's
ever give them the access to the actual document.
what's the point? If I give them a copy, what's the point?
Well, they can still collaborate on it as if it
How?
was the actual document.
How can we collab? Because all they're gonna do is so I'm gonna end up
Give them the
creating.
chance, see if they draw a penis or not. If they don't draw a penis, give them
But
give them a little trust.
he's asking for permission for a specific document. I can't
You just
now.
make a copy of that document and then make that one public.
I can't. I mean, he sent me an email. He's requesting access to like editor privilege for a specific document. I can't say no, but here is a different one.
It doesn't have to be different. Just copy the document and then make one public and keep the original locked.
Then, but what's the difference? The look. I want like it's either I want to collaborate or I don't. If I can't collaborate on multiple documents, how is that going to work?
Just say that you don't trust him then.
No. I'm technically saying like if I have multiple documents, how am I? Which one am I going to work on? Like I want that because what you're saying that's not a collaboration. Like anyway,
Well,
so
yeah, it can get messy, but like that's my only suggestion for you because like otherwise it's either black and white issue, and if you don't want to do it, then just don't.
yeah. Um, like if somebody wants access, they should just talk to me. Like talk to me. Here's a message.
Yeah, that's fine if that's how it has to be.
Please talk to me on Discord. I'll give him. How can I give people my Discord? What would I give?
You go to invite link, so you hit invite and then you hit copy link.
No, but like, should I give them? What should I give them? Like this room, a link to this room.
I would.
Okay. Okay.
They're gonna analyze if this guy is a Panias monster.
Yeah. Wait. But the only way I can send a message is if I share. I either share or decline. Oh, but if I decline, the message will be sent. I guess.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like you can respond to the email. Like when you like so I'm receiving an email from Google Docs. So Google Docs is sending me an email that someone is requesting access.
So you can only deny or accept, basically.
Oh, right, but I can include a message. So I think like even if I decline, they get
But
the message.
you can deny it and then give them the message with your Discord in it.
Right, so that's what I think just happened. So I denied them with a Discord message. With the Discord invite. One
Okay.
second.
That seems smart.
So what? Iran is threatening Israel?
I haven't heard of that. Last I heard, we had control over that.
I heard Biden threatened Iran not to do anything to Israel, as Israel is mopping the floor with Lebanon's face. So Biden is telling Iran, sit still, don't interrupt Israel while it's
Yeah,
cleaning.
he said he called for like a ceasefire,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's a war, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God. I mean, it's good that once in a while, like the West, like I'm thinking the best thing would be for the US to just take over the planet. And, that's the thing that, both the extreme left and the extreme right, they hate the most that the US will become an empire. They keep calling the US the empire. While the empire is the best thing for the planet. Nothing is better for this planet than to become a US empire. The US has the highest quality of life. It would be the best thing for the planet to become states of the US. Like any country would enjoy becoming just another state in the US. That's what the US should do. The US should just go around the planet and tell people, all right, who wants to join us and become a state? The US should force each government to have a local internal referendum. Do the people democratically want the country to join the US as the next state? Yes or no? And if they do, the US should go in and just take over. Done.
Yeah.
I mean, that is democracy. And if people don't like it, that's anti-democratic. Of course, the extreme left is going to hate it, and the extreme right is going to hate it because they hate America. Pure evil. Pure evil. They hate
I
America.
wouldn't mind if we did that. I hope we do that with Mexico. Like, with
We should do it with Mexico. We should do it with the planet. This planet should become Planet USA. That would be literally the best thing for the planet. It would just be the best thing for the planet. Nothing could be better for this planet. Okay, let me see. So I was going to look up, what was I? I was looking up multiple things at once. Oh, yeah, the email. Let me see. There's another guy. What does he want? Everybody wants editor powers. So I'm just gonna leave them a
Right.
note. Please talk to me on Discord. Decline. What is this guy? Oh, this is just a footnote. I mean, he just delete paragraph. What is this? Oh my god. Nonsense, 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 nonsense. They're so terrible. Wait, what happened? Spaghetti!
We got someone who joined you. Oh, okay, you know this person.
Spaghetti's back. Spaghetti, I was gonna do the calculation for the ting. So, but I mean, it says that what Lorentz came up with the with the contraction based on Michelson and Morley, and Einstein explained it based on relativity. I don't get it. But let's try and see. What would relativity say? What would SR say about Michelson and Morley? I mean, Einstein should have noticed it in his paper. Einstein came after Lorentz. Einstein never mentioned it. Einstein never said that Michelson and Morley's null result is explained by length contraction. Einstein said, well, this means that there is no ether. The ether is superfluous. That's not what he should have said. Let me see. Let me see on YouTube if anyone ever said this. Let's. I mean, you need to prove it. I mean, you need to mathematically prove it. He left again. This guy, he keeps, like, he's so difficult to talk to.
Was he saying anything? Because I didn't hear him.
No, most of the time he doesn't say, and when he talks, it's with this incredible delay. And when I ask him, why is there such a delay? He just ignores the question. It's like, I don't know. It's like,
Hmm.
I think he has, I don't want to say severe autism, but I don't have another
That
explanation.
would be more like an antisocial thing. If he's just ignoring you.
He doesn't ignore. Like when I ask him, it's not that he ignores. It's like he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and he's always muted, except for when he says a word. He usually says a single word. He doesn't say more than a single word. Sometimes two, sometimes three, four. Very few times that he spoke, like had a like he never has a conversation. And I don't know why. I'm trying to understand why he's not having like a conversation. And then I told him that I had to leave the server. He says, "Good." Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Like, why would you be so mean? Like, why are these people so mean? What's going on with these people?
Just oppositional people.
Oppositional?
Yeah. Like some autistic people have this like precursor. It's called like oppositional defiant disorder, where they're like mean assholes. And then more on the Asperger spectrum, but they eliminated that from the DSM.
One second, I just got an email. from a chick that I think used to work for me. She was the hottest thing in the universe. Jesus.
Whoa.
What?
Said whoa.
Yeah, I mean, she was hot. Like you would not believe how hot she was. But I don't think that's her. I mean, the name is very similar, but I don't think that's her. But what I'm getting an email that my email is her backup. It's like, what? Why would my email be her backup? Who is this? Like my email is her backup email.
Maybe it was a misspelling.
Really weird. Let me look her up. Let me Google her. Images. I don't know. It's what comes up is really hot chicks, but not. I mean, these are all hot chicks. So this might be a phishing. This could be a phishing attack. But it says you haven't used this account in 2 years, so that would be the longest.
Yeah,
The-
that's what I was thinking. Is it's probably spam.
It says you haven't used your account in 2 years. So it doesn't sound like phishing. Like no one would do a 2 year long game phishing attack. This is so bizarre. Let me copy the entire email and let's search Google for this email. Google doesn't find this email. Let me forward the email to that email. This is so bizarre.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm really happy that you called me when you needed to talk to someone.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I'm glad you were there.
Yeah. Let me send her this email. Let me see if I have anything super critical. I have these issues to deal with. Okay, I'll deal with them later. Later. All right. So what we want to do. Let me just text another message. Okay, so let's see what we got. So what I want to look up is anyway. So I debated like one of the people. Like I begged and begged the Globe nonsense, the Globe televangelists. What do you call them? Globe gangsters. I begged them for a one-on-one because they kept on dog piling me. 1 second message. So I couldn't like you know when you can't you cannot talk to multiple people because like somebody says something that you can easily refute, but you don't get a chance to talk to them because another 10 people now are going to say something else. So it's like when each one has a short monologue, now you have to respond to 10, 20, 30 different easy questions, but you never get a chance to respond to any question because they keep on talking and making more and more and asking more and more questions. Wait, what just happened?
Someone answered.
Andrew, what's up? What? I can't hear you. Oh my god. Did you know that he's in middle school?
No, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How old is middle school?
Well, he's in the UK, so it's middle school, high school.
No, no,
Because
no. He's,
they're
he's not UK.
um.
He's Egypt.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
What's
let's
up?
figure.
Yo, I'm Mr. Slave.
Hey, Andrew, what's up?
Hi, folks.
You said
Hey.
hi, folks.
Anyway, yeah.
What's up?
Nothing. Just fine. What about you?
Okay, you want to debate?
Yeah, I guess. I'm happy if I can like interact with you guys. Have an interaction.
What do you mean interact? Like just small talk?
Yeah. Small talk. That's fair.
Okay, I mean, I'd rather debate, especially you.
Debate.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I'd rather like when it comes to you, I'd rather debate. I mean, when it
Sure.
comes to anyone,
Give me a minute.
what?
Give me a minute.
Okay. Anyway, so let me look up on the YouTubes. One second. Let me look up on the YouTubes what the YouTubes has to say about length contraction. You know what? Let me ask ChatGPT first. So ChatGPT. ChatGPT is so dumb because
Yeah.
they. Okay, Andrew, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to debate something?
Yeah.
What would you like to debate?
Debate. Sure. We can debate anything which is not physics.
Why not?
Uh, I'm bored. I've been talking about physics for like a decade with my friend, in school stuff. So I need to change, like have something which is new, have a new experiment.
Okay,
And
what do you want
yeah,
to talk about?
sure, I have seen a phenomena
What do you
which
mean?
is I have seen something. I want to make it scientific, which
Okay,
is I have seen that most of the people which are not or
one second.
which believe in atheism.
Okay, okay, well, just one second. So, Amber, right now I had to increase. You know what? I'll lower your volume because, like, Andrew's volume is very low.
Wait. I can fix it.
You can fix it.
Yes.
Like, I had to increase it.
Here.
Oh, it's much better. Okay, now you're
Right.
normal.
Thank you.
What what happened? What your mic was like away from your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you saw a phenomenon about atheism.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What?
see that people who are or who believe in atheism attend to be dumb,
No, just the opposite. They tend to be smart but mean. They tend to be mean
mean.
spirited. They tend to
So,
be
what I mean by spirits,
mean spirited. It's just mean. They tend to be abusive and
um,
like religious people
oh,
tend to be nice.
nope. I knew people who believe in God, especially Allah,
Hmm.
and they do a lot of things which is super horrendous. For example, my neighbor, etc.
Hmm.
So I don't think there's a correlation
Correlation.
between being nice or being ethical and
I wouldn't call it.
your, let's say, your view on God.
I wouldn't call it ethical, but I think in general, people in cults are nice, are just I think in general, my intuition would be that people in cults are nicer than people who are not in cults. So when I say
Let's
cult,
make it scientific.
let's make it scientific.
Yeah, let's make it scientific.
I mean, it's not
So
really. I don't really. I honestly, it's not so important to me. So I like.
yeah, yeah, all right, sure.
But if you feel that people, you feel that atheists are dumb, why would you say that?
Sure.
Hmm.
So there is two types of people which I think they are the dumbest, which is Islamic people and atheists, especially when you're atheist in general. People who are thinking would say, "Oh, I might be agnostic. I believe that God might exist. There might be a chance. There might be a possible. Might be possible." But some people will say, "Oh, I don't think," or let's say there would be a trend which is
Wait,
called not
hold on.
believing it. Sure.
Wait, I'm confused. So you think? One second. Oh, that's you. Okay, you sent me a message. Full group asked to join. Oh, the whiteboard. Oh, okay. So I'm confused. You said you feel that atheists have a tendency to be dumb. What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Could you define,
Sure.
maybe define dumb?
Yes. I think dumb, or let's say, I believe that being dumb is basically being ignorant from my perspective.
Oh,
So if you are ignorant, you would be dumb
hold on.
automatically.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, what's your evidence that there's a correlation between being an atheist and being
Sure,
ignorant? Hmm.
sure. Here's a thesis.
No, no, just give me one piece of evidence. The thesis you presented. Now give me evidence.
Right. Now I have represent my hypothesis. There's differentiation between hypothesis and thesis.
Just
Can
give
you
me
hear
the
me?
evidence. Give me the evidence. Give me one piece of
Sure.
evidence, please.
One piece of evidence. Do you
Yes.
need it as an, let's say, an empirical evidence or something which is from Google?
Either way, that's Google is empirical.
No, but Google can be lying. Like, for example, oh, no examples. I can make a website and say, oh, there is a coloration, blah, 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 and
Correlation.
tell
No, no,
you a
no. No,
misinformation.
no. Hold on. Okay, that's a different topic. About can you like can we trust
Can you trust
Google?
Google?
Yeah, that's a different topic.
I think that's.
It's
Mhm.
a different topic. For now, just present any empirical data and then we'll
Sure,
analyze if we can trust it. What's your empirical
sure.
evidence to support your claim?
Right. So, from my perspective, I believe that atheism is something which is
No,
delusional. I believe it's
no,
wrong.
no, no,
So,
no, 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 no. Look, you presented your thesis that you feel that atheists are dumb and dumb means ignorant. That's your thesis.
it's a
That's
hypothesis.
yes, whatever.
How is that a thesis?
It's the same hypothesis, thesis, theory. It's all
What
the
is your
same.
definition for a
It
thesis?
doesn't matter. It's basically the
Sure.
same. This is how you
Right.
feel. At the end of the day, these are different words to express how you feel. That's fine. Now I'm
Right.
curious what makes you feel that that is the truth about the universe. So why do you feel that way? What evidence do you have that makes you
Right.
feel
Because-
this way? Hmm.
Okay. So according to my experience,
Yes.
uh, most of the most of the atheist people which I have encountered with
Yes.
were ignorant. That's why I believe atheist people in
Give
general
me. Give me.
tend to be more
Yes.
ignorant.
Yes. That's literally begging the question. You just repeated
I
your
was that
thesis.
big in that question.
You didn't provide me evidence. You just repeated your thesis. So why do you feel this way? What? Show me evidence or tell me about a story. Tell me something that
Sure,
makes you feel it. Yeah, go
sure.
ahead.
Right. So there was a day where I had an argument with an atheist,
Okay.
and he said, "I don't think that God exists because most of the people says that he don't exist." So his evidence was that most of the people say God doesn't exist, therefore he doesn't. So he wasn't ignorant, of course, because
No,
his
no,
statements or his arguments were
no.
fallacious.
Okay, but that's a logic that's called the ed populum logical fallacy. That he appealed to a popular opinion. That his
Yeah,
argument
population.
was, excuse me,
Yeah, he made a fallacy which is appeal to population.
appealed to popularity.
Anyway,
Appealed to I wouldn't call it appeal to population. It's an appeal to popularity of an opinion. So he said because an opinion is popular, that is the evidence that he's submitting to the discussion. And that is a logical fallacy because you can only argue from first principles about your thesis. So I
which is
what do you mean?
which is
Your thesis
what
in
is
the
the
case
principle?
what?
What is the principle?
You can only argue from first principles. That's a good question. What would a first principle be? So it depends on the discussion. A first
Give
principle,
me an example.
I mean, it depends. So, like, that's actually very difficult to say what
And
a
how did
first.
you know? How did you know something if you cannot represent it? If you cannot demonstrate something, then how did you have the opinion of it?
I don't know what you just said. Look, you're asking a good question. So let's just deal with the good question. So you're asking what is what is a legitimate first principle? What is a first principle? So a first principle is something that we can both agree on, that we can all trivially agree on, that we're both comfortable with. It's just an agreement in the discussion. So
Sure. So, yeah, I have a question.
go ahead.
Why did you call an agreement as a principle?
That's just
You can agree on something. Sure.
yeah.
You can agree on something which is not principle. Like, for example, I agree that um, bad people are bad, and you
No,
have the same agreement.
no, you can't.
Then
No, I'll give you an example of first principles. So egoism or economics,
selfish,
right? But no, my point is economics is based on first principles. So economics is
like
economics is based on the assumption of rationality, and so the assumption that a rational actor prefers goods over bads. So if we can both agree that a rational actor prefers goods over bads, then that now becomes a first principle. Now we can build.
yeah,
So right, but it's all about agreeing. So I've spoken to people that denied that a rational actor prefers goods over bads. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree to anything, but then you cannot.
yeah.
So fine, sometimes you cannot have a discussion with another person for whatever reason. But in order,
But at the same time,
hmm
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
you can talk.
Look, the point is that when you have a discussion with someone, the purpose is should never be to convince them. That should never be your purpose. Your purpose in a debate should never be to convince the other side. That's just going to cause you
Yeah,
heartache. You never. That's not a good way to live your life. The purpose of a
that's
debate,
true.
right? The purpose of a debate should just be to stress test your truth. So you're presenting your truth to a friend, and you're asking them to try and and stress test it, disprove it, show me where I'm wrong. I believe in economics based on rationality and all. So show me where I'm
But
wrong. Go ahead.
yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said a principle or a first principle is basically a given. You have a given.
No.
You are trusting it. How it's not a given?
Look, there's no such thing as a given. Like when you
Why?
because look, when you read like in math, when you study math, like in first grade, second grade, and so on, they give you a word problem. So a train leaves the station at 9 a.m. and so on. So they say that's the given. A given, it's a hypothetical. You can come up with any given you want. It's
But not all sure, but not all given would be true. Like for example, I can have given that sky, or let's say I can have a given that gravity is basically a chicken. It's a chicken which is flying
yes,
everywhere. It's a
yes,
given,
yes,
but it can be
yes.
true. It can be wrong.
I wouldn't. I usually don't use the word true. I just say, okay, look, again, the purpose of you can define gravity as a chicken if that's how you feel. The purpose of a debate is for you. It's for
No, it's
you.
for seeking the truth.
Yes, for you to seek your truth, for you to be comfortable in this universe. That's
How? But for example, if you see the chicken as red and I say no, the chicken is blue, one of us is lying. Of course, the chicken must be fixed on one color. If we have different opinion, then one must be true, one must be wrong. How we would seek the truth if everyone is standing in his way and say, "Oh, I believe of something to exist," or "I believe the chicken is black, therefore the chicken is truly black." How
look,
would you fix it?
because I don't care what the look. My purpose in this discussion right now is not to convince you. Like, I need to convince me. You can listen to me convincing me. Now, during this discussion, you might convince me that I'm wrong. And you can listen in to me becoming convinced that I am wrong. Or I might be convinced during the discussion that you're wrong. You're welcome to listen in to me being convinced that you're wrong. But at the end of the day, we have to agree.
Why should we agree on something when we have a disagreement on our hypothesis?
Look, in the long run, if you disagree with someone, you don't talk to them. What's the point of talking to someone you don't agree with?
But sure, but why would you be coherent when you are having a different opinion from I?
I don't understand the question. What?
Sure. So why should I be talking to you if your proposition is different from me?
The only reason to talk to me is if it's good for you. If you feel that you're enjoying the conversation. If you're not enjoying a conversation, there's no point. The most important
So
Mhm.
mhm, yeah, I can listen.
The most important thing in life is to enjoy life. That's the most important thing. The next
Then
thing,
why science exists? Science can be complicated. Science can be sometimes hard for you to understand. Science can sometimes cause you a headache, which is bad for you. Then why do we have science? Why you go to school? School is super stressful. School causes more suicide than alcohol and cigarettes. Then why do we go to school? We can just live it, have a drink, have a wife, have children, have a car. That's it. Why do we have science? Why do we have informations?
look, so in a world that you will run it how you feel a world should be run. But this world, I don't run it, you don't run it. We're just guests. We're temporary guests in this world, in this universe. And that's, there's givens. So the universe decided that we have to go to school, and some of us will have to commit suicide. That's just a decision that the universe made.
wait. So it's not you who make the, let's say, the actions, but the universe.
I mean, look, we this universe is given this universe. Now you can live your life in this universe within the constraints of this given universe. You can try and enjoy your temporary visit to this universe.
I
It's a
have a question.
yes.
So I think your view would be bad. It would be immoral, and that's why. So, for example, applying your metric, or not examples, applying your metric, we would go to the I can steal candy from the candy shop just because my sake. I think stealing candy from the candy shop brings me pleasure. That's why I'm stealing candy. But then my actions are bad. They are not rational.
So don't do it. What do you mean if it look,
But doing it, it makes me feel satisfied. And you say satisfaction and feeling good, feeling pleased is your objective. That is your purpose. And if that your purpose, then I can go to woman and smash her and say, "Oh, that's it. That is what I need, like, to do from my perspective."
yes. But if you behave in a way that society doesn't like, they will kill you. So your pleasure will end very quickly. So what you yeah.
Yeah,
So what you want
that's
is
good.
right. You want to optimize your short visit into this universe. You want to optimize your fun. Optimization of fun means you cannot steal candy from the candy store because it's going to end very quickly and probably very painfully.
I can
So,
just leave, like, steal candy and, like, make it secret. No one would find me. No one would judge me.
but look, you have to, you want to optimize your quick visit into this universe. Is it worth it? You need to do the economic optimization. Is it worth it to steal candy from the candy store and take a chance that they will kill you? They could kill you.
Maybe it depends.
Fine.
It depends on who you're talking to.
It's up to you. It's you. I'm talking to you, and it's up to you to decide how to live your life. So there is no there is no perfect answer. There is no answer to these questions. It's you. You need to answer to you. At the end of the day, you want to you want to enjoy this quick visit.
Yeah.
So you need to decide how to live your life. So it's your decision to have this conversation.
Yes.
Do you have any further questions?
Nope.
That's it? Everything is answered?
Yeah.
Anyway, good questions as always. Good
Thank you.
discussion.
Well,
Are you going are you,
I can be staying here for eternity talking to you. Like, you know,
you're welcome to stay here for eternity.
thank you. So let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I have another question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
is our main topic, which is, would you trust Google? Here I'm talking to Mr. Slave, asking him, "Hi, Mr. Slave, would you trust Google and give him or give it all the validity which it needs?"
You know, yeah, pretty much. I pretty much trust any source of information unless I have a reason to suspect that it's being tampered with, that I have maybe a reason to suspect that it's not a valid source of information. So in
How
general,
would Mhm.
Google is an objective source of information in general. Maybe about Trump, it's not. When it comes to Trump versus no, don't do that. When it comes to Trump versus
Yeah,
when it
Seriously.
comes to Trump versus Kamala, so maybe it's not the
Who do
best.
you support?
I support Trump a little bit more than Kamala. I mean, they're both terribly
My
terrible.
bro.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're
That's
both
true.
pretty terrible, but Trump is significantly less terrible. Trump is more pro-Israel, which for me is important. And
I have a question.
go ahead.
Yeah, continue. After you finish.
And but Trump is also a little bit more pro free market. Trump is more pro energy. That's very important. Maybe the most important thing Trump is pro is energy, is fossil fuel. Trump is against the global warming agenda. So I think global warming is a hoax. There is no global
Yeah,
warming. So
that's true. That's true. If you're, but not all people would know that because not all people know science. Most of the people are just an ignorant guys who are walking
yeah,
on Earth.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah. So
So
mhm,
here is my question, my hot question, my
mhm.
really hot question, which is, if you were a president, what would be your takes? What would you do to be the perfect, not perfect, like almost perfect president?
Perfect president is very much pro free markets. So I would, and that's one of the things that
I
Trump.
need details.
Well, free markets just so free markets as much. I mean, so the president in the United States is fairly limited. The president, he's not a dictator. So the president,
Why and how did you know?
what do you
He
mean?
might be a dictator, just he might be manipulating us or you as a citizen.
The
You might
pre-
be manipulated by him.
the president in the United States is fairly weak. He's not strong. The president,
From what perspective?
his powers, he's limited. The president is
How?
limited.
He's the pinnacle. He's like he's everything and anything.
No, the president, in the United States, there's at least three branches. So the president is just the executive. The president just does what the law says he must do. He can only
He can change the law.
no,
Law is between his hand. He might say, "Oh, I would change
no.
like killing people is permissible. You can kill now people. Congratulations. Now I'm a pro gun. I would allow you kids to have a gun at your school." You must say that.
The president is the president can kill. He doesn't need to change the law. The law is that the president can kill anyone he wants, and he will
Talking
never be.
about
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm talking about making people or changing the law itself
The,
for other people.
the president has nothing to do with the law. The president cannot change the law. The law is up to the Congress. The Congress is the legislature. Only the Congress
I don't
can.
understand.
So in the United States, there's three branches of government. So there is the president, who is just the executive. He just
Yeah.
implements what Congress says. Congress decides the law. The
Then
president
why does he exist?
first of all to execute the law. Somebody needs to do what Congress says. Congress says the law.
Congress.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Congress decides the law and writes the law down. The president executes the law. And
So he's just like the avatar. He's the frame of the actions. Like
he's like he's like the
just yeah,
he's like the police officer. So you have
yeah,
law and you have the police to implement the law.
applying. Yes.
Exactly. And then you
Mhm.
have the courts. And the courts can judge you, me, and the president and the Congress.
Yes.
The courts can
Really,
judge.
Congress?
The courts can judge, of course, anyone.
But what if the court would be judged? Like someone would judge him. Who would be and why and how?
So the courts have a hierarchy. There's low courts and higher courts and the highest court. And even the highest court sometimes changes or sometimes changes its mind. So there is the next court that can overrule the previous court. So, you know, that's the court. And Congress can always change laws and rescind laws. The
So I
president,
have a question.
yes.
Yeah. Then what if you manage to have all premise? Like now you can do anything and everything to basically USA America. What would you do and why? For the sake of what?
Look, if I were the emperor of America, I would do, I don't know, like I would, I don't know. Let's start as a president. As a president, what I would do is reduce, which is basically what Trump plans to do, is reduce government to its bare minimum. Like
Why?
in general, government is not a good thing. In
But
general,
government. Hmm.
in general, like what you want is Andrew, you want to enjoy your life. In order to enjoy your life, the most important thing happens to be free or to be rich. No, the most important thing is to be rich. To enjoy,
Money is not everything.
it's
Sure,
not.
you can be super rich. You can be having like $6 trillion and you can have cancer and die. Like there's no any pleasing.
Yes, but for example, you can have a cancer screening every couple of days. That's pretty expensive, but if you were wealthy, you can avoid cancer for a very long time. You can live
But
to,
eventually you will die.
yeah,
Like there is no escape
yes,
sometimes.
not so clear. So if you had enough money, you could promote longevity research. So ultimately, longevity research could make us immortal, probably will make us immortal. But it depends on money. You need money to do the research. So,
You know Michael Jackson?
sure.
You know his project on being immortal.
No, I didn't know.
Really?
No.
Wow, that's 2 years. So Michael Jackson, he was super rich. He had money, basically unlimited money. Yeah, it's a
Mhm,
fact. He
mhm,
had unlimited money, and he wanted to live for eternity, like for long of the time. So he had doctor, he had hospital made for him,
mhm.
and eventually he died at the age of 39. So he didn't live for long. You're probably older than him. So
I don't think he died. Did he die at 39?
I think we can Google it.
50. Still very young.
50?
Yeah, still
Yeah,
very,
very
very,
young. Yeah.
yeah, very young.
Mhm.
It's
I
not,
was born in this exact day. Fun fact. Anyway,
look, it's okay. Look, Michael Jackson is, but many people want to live long, happy lives or maybe forever. He's not the only person who tried, if he tried. But like, so the point is to live a happy life, the most important thing I would say is to be rich. So in order to be rich, if I were the president and I want to make as, as many people as possible wealthy. So
how?
it's actually very easy. So all you need to do is free the markets. Just allow more economic freedom. So economic freedom,
Then,
what?
sure, but then you would be poor. Your
What-
money, your salary, your income came from taxes. It came from people. You're basically stealing people. Like Donald Trump, if he's the president, he is basically stealing money from us or from native people.
I don't
So
understand.
you would eventually be super poor and die.
I who's you? The president?
Yeah.
Wh- You mean Donald Trump? I don't understand. How
Yeah, I'm saying that if you free the market, then you will be poor.
what? No, no, no. So there
You as
is
a president.
I don't understand what you're saying. Look, there is a direct correlation between economic freedom and wealth. Countries that have more economic freedom are wealthier. If you want to make a country wealthier, you just need to make it more economically free. So if I were the president and I wanted to make the citizens wealthy or the country wealthy, then I would strive to make the country more economically free. So I would reduce.
Sure.
Mhm. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Then why your method or your matrix is not being applied into USA government? What is holding them back?
So it's not so clear that the government wants to make the people wealthy. That's not,
Why?
I mean, so you have Democrats. Democrats, their political platform is we will help the poor. Let's say the Democrats, they say we will help the poor. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
Are you with me, or are you playing? Like, are you
Yes, I
listening?
am. No, no.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
say you have a politician, which is basically the left. The left parties all over the world, they say the same thing. We want, bless you, we want to take care of the poor. So who's
Mhm.
going to vote for the left? The poor or the rich? Who do you think is going to vote for the left? The poor or the
The
rich?
poor.
The
Poor.
poor, right? The poor, because if you're a politician, you tell me that you're going to take care of me, then I will vote for you. However, in order for the Democrats to win, what do they need people to be? Poor or rich?
Neither. They need members. They need more votes. Like, for example, 100 votes is more than 10 votes. The 10 would be a millionaires.
Hold on,
The
hold on.
100 would be poor people.
Wait, wait, wait. Listen. So let's say I'm a politician and my platform is I'm going to help the poor. Or even I'll take from the rich and give to the poor. What do I want the people
Yeah.
to be? Mostly poor or mostly rich?
Rich.
Let's say 51% of the people are rich. And I tell the people, I'm going to take from the rich and give to the poor. Will I win?
Your statics are wrong.
What?
First,
No,
you
given.
know there is a correlation. Sure. There's a
Given.
correlation between
No, no, no.
what you mean by given.
Given.
You just said you don't believe in givens.
I never said that. No, no, no. This is a hypothetical.
What?
Well,
Then why should I believe in your given when it's wrong?
No, but I'm asking you a hypothetical question.
Why should why should your question be sequitur to our conversation if it cannot be happening in our reality? That is not scientific.
Well, it could be, but that's not even the point.
How or why or when? Just begin the question.
What?
Just a given without any evidence of being true or false.
No, but this is a hypothetical. You're
So
you
why did you use it?
to stress test your opinion.
But then your opinion will be based on something which is not happening, something which is not true.
Okay, 1 + 1 = 2. If you agree with it or not, has nothing to do with if like let's say one cow plus another cow equals two cow, but there's no cows, so it's not true.
Yeah, that is called having a valid concept but invalid application. But then your concept would be invalid because there can't be two. Two as a number cannot be existing.
No, no, no. If I say one cow plus another cow equals two cows, you would say,
Mhm.
but there are no cows. Therefore, 1 + 1, one cow plus two plus the second cow equals two cows is invalid because there are no cows. Your belief in the metric in the cow math is invalid because there are no cows in your room or in
Yes.
your house or in your life. That's irrelevant. It's a hypothetical.
Oh,
If I'm asking if I had one cow and if I had another cow, then would I have two cows? That's what I'm asking.
how
If
would I know when there is no any empirical evidence,
it's an
neither
if,
or
it's an
neither?
if, it's a hypothetical. It starts with an if, or in other words, given.
Sure. So let's imagine that if Jesus Christ is the Lord, yeah,
Yeah.
then let's have a different imagine or different if.
Yes.
If Jesus was Donald Trump,
Yes.
if Jesus was Joe Biden,
Yes. Yes. You can.
that's basically nonsense.
No, it's not. It's a hypothetical. You want to stress test different different ideas. You want to see if I assume this, then what is
Sure.
in. Hmm.
So can you assume that 1 + 1 = 4?
You
Can you
can,
assume that?
if you want to, you can assume anything.
How
You,
would you? How sure? How would
I
we do it if it's not logical?
no. That's look. Then you would not. Then you would. It's look. You can try and assume anything, and sometimes discover that the assumption creates an internal contradiction. You can try and
Sure.
assume. Look, it's just these are just you always want to stress test ideas and logic and physics and legal systems. You always want to play around with ideas before you implement them in real life.
Mhm.
If you discover that there is like if you many times discover problems when you just think and talk about them before you implement them. Just thinking and talking, sometimes you discover problems and you can save the universe just by thinking and talking to a friend. That's the purpose of a debate. The purpose is
Sure,
to.
but
What?
how is that related?
Oh, I'm just like we started the discussion with what is the purpose of a debate. So it's always good to
No,
come.
no, no, no. I
Hmm.
didn't say that.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, you can continue.
No, it's always good to remember what is the purpose of a discussion. That's the purpose. That's one of the main purposes, I would say, of a discussion. You wanna talk. You wanna think and talk about an idea, so that you don't have to experiment. Because you could run endless experiments and waste your life running experiments. That if you just thought and talked about them, you would discover the answer without needing to run the experiment.
Sure.
Do you have any further
So
questions? Hmm.
yeah, if you like, if you want to end the life, then yeah, sure, we can do it.
No, I'm not going to end the live. I just
Just
started. Let me see. I wanted to do some research into. Oh, we have
1 hour.
right from a couple of minutes ago. There is Ned Keel. I remember him. He was here before. He says, "LOL, cow math. Sorry, that made me laugh." Cow math. One cow plus two cow equals two. One plus one cow plus another cow equals two cows. That's cow math.
Yeah,
And he says also, can you go back to the politics? You were basically saying that the voting system gets people to vote against their own interest. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So,
yeah, we can talk about it. I knew about it too, so yeah,
right.
I believe in it.
I mean, basically, yeah, that's basically why we're doomed, because there is a lack of the interest of a politician.
Expressing.
Excuse me?
I said there is a lack of self-expressing.
There's a lack of
To express,
self-expressing.
yeah,
What do you mean?
like for example, if I want to vote to Donald Trump or to Trump, then the government would give me a fake news or let's say a fake information about Trump to try and make me feel that voting for Trump would be bad. That's why I would vote not for Trump, other than Trump, just because the government is giving me a fake image of Trump.
Right, but oh, I don't know if I would say that about the government. It I do agree that in general the government has a tendency to lean to the left. But we would need to go through a proof why that is true.
Sure.
That
I have a reason.
but that's a different topic.
All right, yeah, sure.
So we wanted to first complete the thought that a democratic politician or a leftist politician or a communist politician or a socialist politician, so these are all the same. So these left leaning politicians, when they say, let me see, just have a message. Um, let me just tell him something. All right, so let me just remove this because it's like a little bit annoying.
Oh,
Oh, you wanted that?
yeah.
How do you?
Anyway, no, it's fine.
There you go. Anyway,
How did you do that?
I undid. There's undo button. Anyway,
Mhm.
so 1 second.
Oh, I know him. Kale.
You know what?
Oh, I know. He's supposed to be talking to him. Like I've been talking to him.
Who?
Yeah, Kale. Someone who's named Kale.
I don't know Kale.
Might be him.
I don't know Kale.
Kale.
I don't know Kale.
Wait. This one.
Anyway, going back to a politician. So a politician that promises to help the poor. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this person. Sorry.
Hey.
So a politician that promises to help the poor and expects the poor to vote for that politician. So right? A politician wants to have a career in politics. He wants to have a job. He wants to make money. He wants to be famous and rich. And he wants to maybe become president. So, but if he decided to help the poor, right, which is, it sounds noble. It sounds like, oh, he's so ethical. He wants to help the
Nope.
poor. What do you mean?
I have to refute,
What do you mean?
basically refute.
Refute what?
Sure. So you said there's a correlation between being atheist and
Correlation.
being rich.
Correlation.
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 Just keep it as a relationship or something. Yeah,
It's a
yeah. I'm not
co.
native. My English is bad.
It's a
Co,
co-relation.
co, correlation.
Right. It's a relation that goes side by side. Co just means side by side.
Correlation.
Yeah. Correlation.
Correlation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Correlation. Right.
Yes. Mhm.
So you said there is a correlation between being rich and being atheist. Then why can't we just make a message for all atheist people, giving them some let's say some perk,
Wait.
some
Hold on. So you claim that I said there is a correlation between atheism and wealth?
yeah,
I said that?
yeah, multiple times, like three.
Okay. It happens to be true, but I don't think I ever said it. So
I
there-
swear you said that.
it, um,
I have screenshots of you sending me like aesthetics or an evidence.
it's possible. I'll tell you the cause and effect. So if you have economic freedom, you get wealth. If you get wealth, you get atheism. So
Why?
because religion is just a strategy to deal with poverty.
Why?
Because if you're poor, then you wanna stick together. You wanna have a cult. You wanna have rituals to bring people.
No,
No,
I think when you're poor, you need let's say a miracle or a magic trick to make you
no,
rich. Because every poor guy sake for
no. When you're poor, you need a social network. You need help from other people. When you're rich, you don't need anyone. So you can be alone. You don't need a social network. A religion is a social network. You don't need religion if you're rich. If you're if you believe in God, then congratulations. You're just poor.
there's a lot of people who believe in God and they are
Exactly.
rich,
Well,
which is a critique in the hypothesis.
no. There's a scientific correlation between, as you said, between wealth and atheism, but it's indirect. It's wealth causes. Economic.
Direct, not
ec-
indirect.
right. Economic freedom causes wealth. Wealth causes atheism, or lack of economic freedom causes poverty. Poverty causes religion. Religion
But
is a s-
uh, most of the people were born as some people who believes in God. Like for example, I might be millionaire,
but
someone who have millions and
but you
millions,
need
but I were born
you
as
no it,
Christian.
look, but you need to have scientific data. So you need to show me a graph. So what did you show us here? I can't see anything. It's too
That's
small.
yours.
It's too small.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't see
yours.
anything.
Too small. That's
Oh,
what she said.
sure. Daily prayer is more common in the US than many others. Greater income inequality is tied to greater importance of religion. Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Where are you getting these snapshots from?
from you.
From this, from where? I mean, this is from. This is. It says 9/8/24.
Yeah,
So you scrolled back to find it?
yeah, I did.
My God, you're funny.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me.
Okay, so the point is, if I Google, I usually Google something versus something. So economic freedom versus wealth. That's what I expect. I expect a correlation, and I go to images. But this is not Google. This is Brave. Let me Google it. So let's go to Google. Google. Here's Google. Google. It's so difficult to go to Google from Brave. It's like they don't make it easy.
Nah, I use it for watching Pornhub as well. Corn. I say corn.
Um,
Corn. CONE. And
mm, I'm just making sure. Like I'm on Google, and Google is there's things on Google that could dox me. That's terrible. I could get doxxed. I should never show you my Google results. Jesus. Google's it's so good to use Brave. Wait, what just happened? Did you just leave? Oh, Amber. Oh, so he left? Usually when he leaves, he's gone. He never comes back. Were you listening?
Yeah, I've just been playing video games while you guys do this.
Wait, I can't. I didn't understand anything. What?
I said I've been playing video games while you guys do this.
Oh, okay. Ti la 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 la. I need to tell Google not to dox me so much. Jesus Christ. Why is
I don't think they care about privacy.
wait, your audio is horrible. Are you like on speaker or something?
Yeah, and I'm charging the phone.
Jesus. Like I can barely understand what you're saying. Um
BY. I guess I'll just come back later when it's ready.
No, don't go, don't go. Results, spoken answers, autocomplete with trending searches. The privacy. Let's go to privacy, content, Google account, parenting, parental control, search history. Let's go. Auto delete 18 months. Let's auto delete. Oh, the minimum is 3 months? Deleting now. Confirm. Like, whatever. Okay. I want to tell Google. First, I want to change. I don't want to dox. I'd rather not dox myself. Can I just tell Google I'd rather not dox myself?
I don't know if they have a safety version of that.
I mean, they don't know that it's important that some people stream and don't want to be doxxed. They don't know that.
I think they would just rather you be doxxed.
What's going on? What the heck just happened? Something is happening. Something is happening. Uh, mhm. So basically, as long as Israel keeps mopping the floor with its enemies' faces, everything is fine. I just hope that Israel does not relent. They need to completely clean the Middle East. They need to destroy Iran. I mean, there's nothing else, like just the same as they killed Nasrallah and they're destroying the Hezbollah. They need to do the same with Iran. I mean, Iran is the source of the instability in the Middle East.
It's funny because the only two Zionist people I knew, one of them was from Lebanon and the other one was from Iran. So I just kind of wonder what their opinions are right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to do with where a person is from. I mean, the Ayatollahs in Iran, there's no democracy there. The Ayatollahs are not democratically elected. It's a dictatorship. It's a family that runs a country. And the result happens to be horrendous. I mean, Saudi Arabia happens to be the same. It's also a family running a country, but that's much better. But Iran is terrible. So you need to I mean, Israel has no choice. It's like with Hassan Nasrallah. Israel had no choice. It had to kill him. It's like the guy, like even if Israel didn't want to kill him, they had to kill him. He didn't leave them a choice. Unfortunately for him, I mean, he was probably a multi-billionaire. He probably was banging the most beautiful chicks around the clock
Wow.
and having the most luxurious life imaginable. But instead, he decided to go live. He was living 14 floors underground. That's where they got him.
Could have been a fake body.
No, it's not a fake body. No, but they found his body intact. The bombs didn't reach all the way down. He died of suffocation.
Damn.
He didn't
I
have.
thought they tried to get him.
No, if he had an air filtration system in his bunker, he would have been fine. He died because of like the poison gases from the residue from the bombs. That's what he died from. The dumbest thing in the world. A simple air filter would have saved him. Because he was just too deep. No bunker buster could have reached him. But because yeah. Like nothing apparently can reach 14. Like they use like 50 bombs, each of which is like a couple of tons. With everything. These are like American bunker busters. They probably just needed to completely offload an entire B-52 directly on that location, and still he probably could have survived. I mean, Israel doesn't have a B-52, obviously. Israel doesn't have any bombers. They only have fighter bombers. Like an F-16 and an F-15 are like multi-role. They could be bombers. That's what they use, like F-16s as bombers. Anyway, let me see. I want to tell Google to please not dox me. How?
All your information is fake. I don't see how you could accomplish that.
What do you mean? What information is fake? What information?
So that way it's undoxable because it isn't like you. And you go by like John Doe.
No, but I don't like. There's like when I go to Google and do a search, they show information about me in in my
Yeah,
home
yeah.
in my home screen. There's information. I don't want them to show the information. Like, how difficult is it not to show information? Like, I am a streamer, but there's nothing I can do anyway. So I can't share. So it's a good thing that I'm using Brave. Brave is so easy to not show any information. Anyway, let me Google. So I was going to Google something, but I gave up on that because Andrew left. It's so funny. Like, he suddenly leaves, and then the next day I asked him, "So why did you leave?" Every time it's a different answer, and it's a crazy answer. It's usually his internet stopped
Yeah.
working, but sometimes it's, yeah, I had to go get a drink of water. Yeah, I had to talk to a friend. It's like, he's so funny. But it's like in the beginning, I kept waiting for him to come back. But now I know if he's gone, he's not coming back in the next 24 hours. So I don't. So I can just continue on with my life. Let me see. I have another comment. So Ned Keel says, if I may join the debate, I would say if you like statistics, I would refer to Hans Rosling. I know Hans Rosling. I've heard his lectures. Yeah, he's good. He has these models. He uses beads and stuff to show you stuff, but he's not an economist. So his analysis at the end of the day is very limited. Like, statistically speaking, yeah, he has good answers. He does a statistical analysis, but he doesn't do an economic analysis. So he couldn't tell you, like, he would say, if you gave all your money, if the rich gave their money to the poor on, on the planet, it would be completely insignificant. It would not change the quality of life of the poor. So for the rich, for that's what he shows that with beads, but he doesn't know why the rich are rich and why the poor are poor. If he would know that, he wouldn't bother to discuss the statistics. But it's a good thing to be able to say, here are the facts. If the rich gave all their money to the poor, it would not make a dent in the poverty of the poor. Anyway, I'm not racist. Jesus Christ. Let me clear up. Okay. So I was going to think about. Wait, Amber, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I just killed the gatekeeper and playing Oblivion.
I don't know anything about that. So
It's great.
that's good. Let me look into. I want to research on the YouTube. Let me see some headlines on YouTube. So PBD podcast upload. PBD is what do you call them? Patrick Ben David. He says Vivek Ramaswamy says Clinton predicts October surprise. Kerry slams free speech. Hassan Nasrallah is dead. That's good. It's very good news that Hassan Nasrallah is dead. Unfortunately for our planet, that is a good news day. Instead of humanity has a great future, we don't have such headlines. Let me see. Sabine Hosenfelder says, "Who will win this year's Nobel Prize in Physics?" My speculations. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I have a message. I have an important message. Okay. Let me see the local news. Let me see that everything is okay. You know what? Let's see what's going on. Oh, Wait, Amber, do you want to join me in my StreamYard?
I'll probably just go for a little bit. I'm gonna keep playing this, but I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So what I wanted to do is let's look at some news. Iranians. I wish I could hover over and still see the screen without an autoplay. Can I stop the autoplay? Where are the settings? Where's the YouTube settings? Your channel history. Like, where's the autoplay? Is it underneath this? Underneath this? Short subscriptions. Your videos. Trending music. Oh, maybe this. You know what? I don't want you to see this, so let me unshare. Let's go to settings. Yeah, it's not a good idea for you to see this screen. View advanced, admin, channel status and features. No. So this has nothing to do with it. Notifications. Get notifications in this browser. Subscriptions. Notify me about activity from channels I'm subscribed to. Of course. Recommend notify me videos I might like. Okay. Activity, promotional content. I don't care. Send me emails about family. No. Send me emails about okay. General, YouTube Premium, Creator. Okay. Email language. Playback. There we go. Playback. Show in video. Always show. Include auto-generated captions when available. Auto recommended, prefer always, video preview. So no more video preview. That should do it. No more video preview. But can I turn on the video preview? Like sometimes I like video preview. How can I turn on video preview instantaneously? Add to queue, same. So that's useless. Okay, let's try this way. So no more automatic preview. Okay. So yeah, I think it's easy to talk about videos without it automatically running the preview. Iranians celebrate Nasrallah's death. That's amazing. Initial conditions for the molecular beam. Wow. The Stern-Gerlach experiment, part 2, initial conditions. Wow. AEG is equal to alpha. This is the detection. This is the state plus state and detection. So alpha and beta is the detection. We detect this state. We detect this state. Interesting. Yeah, it's very important to learn the Dirac. This is the Dirac notation. It's very important because everyone uses it to quickly explain the data of the experiment. Introductory real analysis, energy conservation, third SpaceX failure in 3 months. What's happening? From 10 hours ago, there's a failure?
In the early afternoon of Saturday, September 28th, we all sat by our TVs, grabbed some popcorn, and watched what we all thought would just be a regular old SpaceX launch. And for the most part, it was. Crew 9 launched out of slick 40 at the KSC at approximately 1:17 p.m. Eastern Time, and just about 9 minutes and one booster landing
Okay.
later, Nick Hague and Alexander Gorbanov were happily in orbit and on their way to the International Space Station. All seemed to have gone perfectly to plan. But then, just after midnight, SpaceX posted this tweet. After today's successful launch of Crew 9, Falcon 9's second stage was disposed of in the ocean as planned, but experienced an off-nominal deorbit burn. As a result, the second stage safely landed in the ocean, but outside of the targeted area. We will resume launching after we better understand the root cause. Okay, this might not be too big a deal if it weren't for the fact that exactly 1 month ago to the day before this, on just a regular old Starlink mission, Booster 1062 came in for a landing on a short fall of gravitas, and just over 1 month before that was probably the most severe anomaly. Due to a poorly tested sensor, an oxygen leak developed on the second stage of Falcon 9 while carrying another set of Starlinks into orbit. This resulted in the Merlin experiencing what could be known as a hard start when SpaceX attempted to relight it. All 20 satellites fell back to Earth, and the mission was pretty much a complete failure. That is 3 uno dos tres total or partial failures in 79 days. So what's going
That's irrelevant. The question is, what are the stats? You have to look at the statistics, not at an event. You have to look at the event in perspective.
on? Why is SpaceX the most reliable launch provider in the world, all of a sudden experiencing so many anomalies?
What do you mean? Show me the data. You're not showing me data. I mean, show me a statistical analysis.
With this one being particularly concerning because it occurred during a crewed mission. Before we get to that, I want to address a few things I've been seeing from certain people in the community. The first is tweets like this. As I'm sure most of you know, there's been a lot of tension between SpaceX and the FAA lately over the approval of Starship's fifth flight test. And while I almost completely agree with SpaceX's criticism of the FAA, some people seem to have gotten the impression that the FAA is some sort of nefarious organization chomping at the bit to hurt SpaceX.
It's not a nefarious organization. It's an organization which doesn't try to optimize anything. There's no optimization function defined for the FAA. The FAA just tries, right? It's just responsible for safety. There's nothing to counterbalance the safety. So ultimate safety is if we are all locked away in our homes, then we're the safest. Stay home, stay safe. That's the ultimate safety. If you're not trying to optimize, if you're not trying to enjoy your life, you just want to maximize safety, then okay, fine. But so the FAA just wants to maximize safety. Maximum safety is no space flights, right? Federal Aviation Association, whatever administration. So the maximum safety is no flight, no one, no planes, no spaceships, nothing, no rockets. Then it's the safest. You would never have a mishap. So that's the problem. It's not, you don't have to be nefarious. You just have to have a bad motivation function. If you have a bad motivator, as they say in Star Wars Episode 4, so this droid has a bad motivator. If you have a bad motivator, that's the end of the universe. You always want to have an optimization function, and you want to optimize for what people want. You don't want to optimize for safety. You want to balance safety against something else. And you want to find the optimal point on the curve or on the manifold. So you don't have to be nefarious. If you pay the FAA administrator to create safety, he will create safety. He will stop all flights and all launches. Done. That's to say, you paid him to stop all flights and launches. What do you want him to do? Lose his job? So you don't need anything nefarious. And this is the problem, that people don't understand economics. This has to do with understanding economics. That's it. Glad I could help. Okay. What else? Hezbollah tunnels. New footage of Israel special ops raids in Lebanon. Quantum gravity. I don't care. The moment she realized she killed 2 people.
It was supposed to be a beautiful Easter morning in 2021. What happened next would never be forgotten for this family. We've been tracking this case for the last 2.5 years. After dozens of open records requests and the hiring of an attorney, we finally obtained the records related to this tragic incident and go in depth on the story behind it. 911 calls detail the seriousness behind what took place.
April 4, 2021, 10:32:35.
Please confirm with the address of your emergency.
Yes, there's been a severe car accident.
Where? What's the crash?
What's the crash? Double fire.
Okay, how many vehicles?
Two vehicles.
Is it injured? Yes. Okay, what kind of injuries?
No, we're driving past it.
Okay, are you there anymore?
No, we've driven by.
Okay, stop. They've been on the way this entire time. This is just getting more information for them for when they arrive, okay? Like I said, we have a lot of help on the way. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
10:32:39.
911, is this a life or death emergency? Yes, it is. There's a car crash at 42, like right by the gas station. Hold on, 42 and 1. I don't know, whatever's by the bubble happened. The right car was turning, like, I don't know what happened. Accident? Or I can't. Yeah, the car crash. Is anyone injured? Okay, is it blocking traffic? I need someone to talk to me. The car's on fire. There's one car on fire. A car's on fire from it? Which car's on fire? The white car. The car's on fire. Okay, do you see flames or just smoke? Yes, there's flames. Okay, is anyone in the vehicle that's on fire? No, not in the vehicle. The car, the SUV, there's somebody that is not on it. Just stay on the line with me. I've got this help on the way. Are you involved or are you just passerby? No, I'm a passerby, but my friend's brother and sister were in the car that just got hit.
Court testimony held at a later date details the moments before officers arrived. After witnessing a horrific crash, witnesses say they approached the white vehicle and found one passenger to be severely injured but alive. Bystanders pulled her out of the car while it was on fire, likely saving her life. She would not have been able to do this on her own due to her injuries, which included a broken ankle, broken backbones, and 2 broken ribs. She also suffered from a deep laceration caused by the seatbelt into her stomach, exposing her intestines underneath her shirt. The driver of that same vehicle was able to get out on his own and sustained minor injuries. As officers arrived, they witnessed the injured passenger on the ground and recognized that civilians have stepped.
Wow. The question is, do we need seatbelts? We have airbags. Do we really need seatbelts? Seatbelts? I don't know. The problem is that seatbelts are required legally.
Stepped up to help. Their next priority is to check on.
So the seatbelt ripped her intestines out. Wow.
The occupants of the red vehicle.
Terrible.
The damage is plainly obvious, as the red vehicle was struck with such a force that it was ripped into 2 pieces.
Everyone out? I can feel pulse. Okay. 122 for 86. We got 2 traps inside the vehicle. They'll need to be pried out. I don't know if they've got either 2 on the pulse.
And there's no fire extinguisher.
I understand your concern. Yeah, I'll just take a quick picture. Thank you. These people aren't coming out of this vehicle, right? Am I seeing that right? Yeah. All right. I appreciate your assistance. Thank you. Oh, you are. All right. All right. And we know that Kelly's in this one.
Officer secures vehicle that is on fire.
Okay, we're clear here.
Secures means he made sure that there's no one in there, I guess.
All right. I'm going to try to maintain some kind of a perimeter here.
The car could blow up. Jesus Christ.
Oh, who's in the car?
One second, I have a message. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I will give it to you. I will.
Did you see what happened or you just heard video? I just saw this. Okay, so you did see what happened or you didn't? No, I didn't see it. Okay, all right. Right behind you. Is there anything I can do to help? Yes, you have a pulse on that. We were getting a pulse on these people. Were you in the car?
So he asked her, "Were you in the car?" She says, "No."
Officers gathered information and got most of the story put together. The individuals in the red car, Dalton and Taylor, were struck by the white car, driven by Leon Bond III with his twin sister Sienna in the front passenger seat. Their older sister, Camille Lachey Dennis Bond, was driving alongside them in a separate and seemingly uninvolved black vehicle with her best friend in the passenger seat, Lynn. Lynn was the one to make the 911 call at the beginning of this video. After the crash, Camille stopped down the street in the middle of the road and ran towards the accident on foot. According to court testimony, Camille got out of the car so fast she forgot to put the car in park, but Lynn noticed and did it for her from the passenger seat. Officers quickly realized this may be a criminal investigation. investigation involving multiple fatalities and that extreme speeds were likely involved. Accordingly, they quickly identified Camille as a key person of interest. Officers will eventually obtain video evidence of the crash itself to further support Camille's involvement. We will go over that footage later in this video.
You go over there. That's safe.
Here, Camille is immediately placing blame on the other driver. She doesn't hesitate to use profanities towards Taylor, who she incorrectly believes was driving the red car. Officers unfortunately discover the two individuals in the red car, Dalton Lee Ford and Taylor Nicole Garza, have been killed in the crash. The couple was 22 years old. They had plans to celebrate Easter with their families that morning.
And I asked all of them, did you see what happened? Or you just heard a video? Yeah, doing the commentary.
What do you mean videos? Where is the video coming from?
Officers begin questioning witnesses to hopefully figure out exactly what happened.
One second. Okay. I don't get it. Was she driving? How did she kill two people? Didn't they say she was in the passenger seat? It's so important to have these body cams. I can't believe it took so many years for police to start using body cams. And they had to be forced to start using them. This is invaluable. I think everyone should be wearing a body cam. Why only police? Everybody should be running around with a body cam. At least like when you're in public. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, Schrodinger came up with his famous equation 10 months ago from Parth. Let's see what he says.
The Schrodinger equation is probably the most important equation in the theory of quantum physics, but its derivation, where the equation actually comes from, is not something that's talked about enough, in my opinion. Some people even reckon that this equation can't be derived. So in this video, we'll look at a somewhat intuitive derivation of the Schrodinger equation step by step, and hopefully it will convince you that physicists haven't just pulled this out of thin air. Hi there, my name's Bart, and I make fun physics videos. Schrodinger equation, I should quickly mention a couple of things. Parallels between different areas of physics, and just like this. Okay, now before we take a look at this intuitive derivation of the Schrodinger equation, I should quickly mention a couple of things. Out of thin air. Hi there, my name's Bart, and I make fun physics videos on this channel. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content just like this. Okay, now before we take a look at this intuitive derivation of the Schrodinger equation, I should quickly mention a couple of things. One, this derivation isn't exactly the same as the one that Schrodinger himself used when he came up with this equation for the first time. His derivation is very clever and uses parallels between different areas of physics, as well as the principle of conservation of energy, but it's slightly different and I think slightly harder to follow than the one we'll be talking about in this video. If you'd like me to make a video about Schrodinger's derivation, then please do let me know in the comments. And two, the derivation we'll be talking about today, I found in a very interesting paper by David W. Ward of Harvard and Sabine Volkmer of MIT. I'll link the paper in the description. I highly recommend you check it out.
And who? Sabine Volkmar. I thought Sabine Hossenfelder.
it out if you want a detailed understanding of what's going on. Okay, so let's get into it. In order to derive our Schrodinger equation, we're actually going to start with another equation from the world of classical physics. This is the electromagnetic wave equation. As you can guess from its name, it describes how electromagnetic waves, such as light, X-rays, radio waves, and more, behave within our universe. For the purposes of this,
That's nonsense. Okay, I mean, yeah, 1 over c squared is specifically EM, but you could just start from the general wave equation. Why would you start from the electromagnetic wave equation? An electron is not electromagnetic, it's electric.
video, we don't need to understand this equation in a great amount of detail. If you do want to learn more about this equation, then check out this video I made a while ago, which I'll also link in the description. What we do need to know, though, is a specific solution of the equation. The solution looks like this. Now, it looks quite messy, so let's take a look at a few important features of it. First things first, this solution looks at how the electric field changes.
Okay, this is the solution to the electromagnetic, but this is just the electric field. So that's not the electromagnetic, that's just electric. Wait a minute. This is not electromagnetic, this is just electric. There's no mention of magnetism here. Why would you say this is the electromagnetic? This is not there's no magnetism in this version. Okay, this is at 201. I mean, this is the problem with these fast derivations. The solution to the differential equation is somewhat like key type. K times e to the y type. How is this value ever negative? How many comments does this video have? So 121 comments, 41,000 views, only 121 comments. Okay, is everything an oscillator? Isn't it from the Hamiltonian? P squared over 2m plus v, where p... the algorithm suggested this. Okay. Historically, the Schrodinger. Okay. I'm starting to watch your explanation. Could you please derive the equation using the same method that Schrodinger himself did? I would just say, why would you assume electromagnetic, right? Why would you say this? Why would you say this? This is basically, you're assuming that there is an electric field that is waving. There's a wave in the electric field that is moving at c. That's what this says. This has nothing to do with magnetism. This is just the electric field. This is just an electric wave. It's not a magnetic wave. This is just an electric wave. This is what it says here. There's just an electric wave. I don't see any magnetism. All right, 201. 201. This is a differential, it's a partial differential equation, or this partial differential equation only has E. There is no B magnetic field. So there is only E electric field. Electric field wave. There is no magnetic field wave, whatever. So I don't understand why the title at this time stamp is electromagnetic wave equation. EM, electromagnetic wave equation. Okay, so it's just incorrect. It's just an electric wave equation, which makes more sense because we're just describing the electron as an electric wave. That's what we're doing. We're assuming that there is an electric field or an electron field, and in this electron field, we have a wave. I mean, this equation, we should be able to imagine it. This has a physical manifestation. This is not some imaginary, unrealistic. This has a, here's an image of what it looks like, what it could look like. It's something waving. This is when you end up placing more constraints on this, it would look like this. But this is something that we imagine. This is something Schrodinger imagined, or we imagine. When we apply, and I don't think he understands it. I mean, if he calls this, I mean, when you prepare a video, you need to think about like what you write. He spent a lot of time producing this video, so he knew what he was doing when he says electromagnetic. But so he thinks this is electromagnetic. I don't know what he's thinking, or maybe he just copied this from a book. I don't know what he did. I don't know why he calls this electromagnetic. I just don't. There's no B. Everything is E. This is just an electric field and a wave in an electric field. This is very similar to how you would have a drum head, or a three-dimensional something waving in 3 dimensions. Imagine you have a three-dimensional, let's say, even a sound wave. This is what an equation of a sound wave would look like. So this would be the air, and we would describe, and this would be the speed of sound. And this would describe, it should be able to describe what a sound wave looks like. A sound wave that I can easily imagine, that you should be able to easily imagine. I'm just always checking that the stream is fine. It's so amazing that so many people are getting things wrong. And it's impossible to debate them. When you try to approach these people and debate them, you realize it's just another toxic community. That's all it is. Just another toxic community. When you thought, oh, finally I'm going to meet people who are not toxic. They're intellects. They're intelligent. Oh, this is going to be so much fun talking to them. No, they're toxic. These are toxic people. All they're going to talk about is your personality. That's it. That's going to be the whole conversation. It's all personal. Yeah, you thought we care for physics? Well, you'd be wrong if you thought that. They don't care about physics. What do they care about? Being toxic. Apparently, that's all they care for. Hurting your feelings. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate for humanity. Very unfortunate. This has to do with the lack of understanding of economics. They don't know economics, so they don't know how to optimize their lives. So they don't know how to optimize anyone's life. So they think that if they're going to hurt your feelings, that's some optimum. And sometimes I'm guilty of that too, but I try to reduce my toxic behavior as much as I can, but okay. So this is very interesting that I think he's making a mistake, a grave mistake. If you start thinking incorrectly, it's going to lead you down a rabbit hole that's going to bring you to believing in nonsense. We fell for a fake video. What is this fake? What is, I don't know. IDF combat footage in Lebanon. I don't know. Found recent. Anyway, so they end up believing nonsense. These mainstream physicists, they end up saying nonsense, and you're trying to trace back to where did it begin? Where did their belief in nonsense begin? So it begins in these innocuous. Is that a word? Innocuous? Let me Google this. Innocuous. Not causing disapproval, not injurious to physical or mental health, lacking intent or capacity to injure. Innocuous. Oh, with a C. Innocuous. So it starts in this innocuous place that this guy says, oh, this is the electromagnetic wave equation. There you go, electromagnetic wave equation. No, it's not. So this could lead you to contradictions and to believing nonsense, that there's multiverses and nonsense. Anyway, let's continue.
Looks like this. Now it looks quite messy, so let's take a look at.
And so once I saw this only has this is just an equation, and he says solution, like this is an electric wave. There's an I here, there is a 1/h, that's fine, but there is an I, so this means this is a cosine, this is a cosine function, this is a wave. Something looks like a wave in space and time. It could be in 3 dimensions if x is a 3-dimensional vector. Right, so it's something waving with some constant amplitude multiplier, and this is just cosine in the real world. So it's just a cosine. Don't let the I scare you, because the way this is a solution to this, right? There's no I here. So this describes the real world. There's no imaginary world. There's no imaginary coordinate system. The x, you could say, is in maybe even a 3-dimensional XYZ vector. In any case, there's nothing imaginary here. So you're just trying to solve this. You're trying to come up with an equation that satisfies this demand. This is a requirement. This is a physical requirement that we notice. This just describes a wave in time and space. When you think of a sound wave, this describes a sound wave. If you think of a string vibrating like a guitar string, this describes it. I think this describes a drum, and this describes maybe even I think even the heat equation can be viewed as a wave, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but this is some this comes out of some physical, something physical that we notice, some physical phenomenon that we noticed in the universe. This is just a shorthand for a physical phenomenon that we noticed in this universe. You could draw a diagram of this. This is just a model of what we noticed reality to be like, right? When I say 1 + 1 is 2, 1 + 1 is 2 is just a model of reality. In reality, I noticed that when I put one cow next to another cow, then I get 2 cows. I just noticed that in reality. So I model that with words in English and with mathematical notations in mathematics. But mathematics and English are shorthands, like when I want to convey the knowledge that I have a cow and I brought another, like this story. It's a story. In real life, let's say in real life it happened. I took 1 cow and I put it next to another cow. I got 2 cows. That happened in real life. Now I could repeat it in real life, or I could tell the story in English in words and convey the information. That would be a model. You would say I model reality. English is a way to model reality. And mathematics is just another way to model reality. This is just a model of reality, of a wave in reality. And this is just a solution. So if you plug this in, to this, it's true. It satisfies this condition. This satisfies this condition. But not the I part. This just expands out to a cosine plus an I sine of something. So the I is irrelevant for this. This is just a nice shorthand and a convenient mathematical tool. There's a bunch of conveniences to using this notation for cosine. It's just a convenience for cosine to manipulate the cosine. But you have to remember at the end of the day to ignore the imaginary part. The imaginary part has literally nothing to do with what we noticed in the universe. You can model 1 cow plus 2 cow, 1 cow plus another cow equals 2 cows. You can model that with imaginary numbers. You could, but you need to remember that at the end of the day, there's real cows that you're modeling. You can model it, right? You could say that 1 is an imaginary number. The word 1, the number 1, these are imaginary, fantastic concepts. Nothing to do with reality. These are just some thought patterns in our brains, some social patterns. But you have to remember that they just come to tell us, to convey a story about an actual cow. These are just shorthands to tell us quickly, to quickly convey information. So when people say, oh, the solution includes an imaginary number, this means quantum is bizarre. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This is the general solution to the wave equation, and you're supposed to ignore the I. I'm very sorry that you're a dummy dum-dum. I'm so sorry. That's it. That's it. That's the story of the I. Of the imaginary part. Oh, the imaginary part. Oh, the imaginary part. Quantum mechanics is magical. Quantum mechanics is magic. Quantum mechanics. The universe is weird. The universe is even weirder than we thought it could ever be. Yeah. This is why humanity is doomed, by the way, if you ever wondered. Okay, so there is a comment in the app, but I can never get the app. My YouTube app is usually not reflected here. There it is. Okay, so I want to go to this comment. Can I go? There's no right click. Open image. Open image. I can't go to this comment. Can I go to this comment? I don't want to open image. This is not an image. Can you bring me to this comment? Okay, let me open it separately. I'll just open it separately. Let me share this. Let's go to this. Brett Weinstein, Eric Bowling, Rescue the Republic. Okay, let's see this. Okay, bro, stop trying to understand and explain the universe through the spyglass of a knower. Always say, I don't know, but maybe. Okay, what video is this for? What are we talking about? So, do you want to know what science really is?
No,
What is this? You want me to tell you?
So can we go back over to the main? Do you want to go back over to my server on the main VC?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, why don't we go there?
Okay.
And then we can talk about it.
Okay.
All right, see you boys there.
See you. Okay. Hello.
Hey, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Hey. Brought the man of the hour.
Okay, let's see. So, bro, stop trying to understand and explain the universe through the spyglass of a knower. Always say, I don't know, but maybe. I just think that because one day everything might make sense at our scale, but perhaps nothing is certain at other scales, whether smaller or larger. I don't know what timestamp you're referring to. It's like a snail that is trying to understand a sophisticated jet engine. I literally have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you are talking about. Like, I usually start a YouTube comment from the time stamp. I don't know what you're talking about. Bro, stop trying. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. So sorry. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah. So for a while I was wondering about this eye. Because there's this 60 symbols video where that Plafessel, there's one of the Plafessels in 60 symbols. Let me show you. 60 symbols wave equation I. The uncertainty principle, this video. And it's so funny because the blue is positive and the red is negative. This is the wave equation. This is not the probability. Probability is all positive. According to the Born rule, there's only positive. There's only the probability of finding the electron or something. Yeah, the electron. Where this is not all positive. This is positive and negative. So this is pressure and this is depression. This is the wave equation. This is the solution to the wave equation. This is the wave equation. This is Schrodinger's wave. This is Schrodinger's wave. Let's listen.
Incredibly important concept that is at the heart of our theories of how the universe and how matter behaves, and yet we don't understand it.
I actually teach this to the first year undergraduates, and what I tell them is that if they think they've understood it, then they probably haven't.
We can't measure it.
That is so ridiculous. If you can't measure it, what are you saying? You cannot measure. What can't you measure? Why do you say you cannot measure it? I mean, I've seen chemists talk about all these molecules. They had in such incredible detail. How can you say you cannot measure it? I mean, these chemists, when they discuss all these molecules with this angle, and between this atom and this atom, there's this angle, and this rotates, therefore it's this energy, and all of these things, I'm assuming, have been confirmed. So Schrodinger has been confirmed any which way. I mean, otherwise, why would chemists be using it?
we can't observe it. And that's not because our instruments aren't good enough. It's just fun.
No, that's not true. What do you mean observe? I don't know what you mean by observe it. How is chemistry a subject if you cannot observe the wave equation?
Fundamentally built into the theory. We cannot see a wave function.
That's a cool symbol.
It is a cool symbol indeed.
What do you mean you cannot see? I don't know what you mean by can't see. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by see? You wanna, right? We all agree that light, the wavelength of light, is too big for an electron shell or an electron orbital. Right? The photons are too big, and when you make the wavelength small, they're too energetic and they blow up your atom, so you can't see the atom. Okay, we all agree, but there's other ways to see, quote unquote, the wave function in real life. There's different ways to see it other than using a photon. You don't have to use a photon directly. There's different ways, but for that you need chemistry.
So it looks like a pitchfork. At the very microscopic scale, the world becomes very fuzzy, and so particles that that we like to think of.
No, the world does not become fuzzy. What is this nonsense? The world becomes fuzzy. What's your evidence that the world becomes fuzzy? The world doesn't become fuzzy. It's just very small. So we're used to using light. Light doesn't work on that scale. Light is much bigger. The wavelength of light wave is too big for us to be able to see an electron shell around a nucleus of an atom. But that doesn't mean the universe is fuzzy.
And protons that we sort of like to think of as little billiard balls don't behave that way at all. They no longer have a well-defined position in space.
Because they're waves.
They kind of spread out a bit, and you can't say in a very fundamental way exactly where a particle is. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here.
Yeah, that's called a wave.
The only way you can actually express that physically what's going on is to associate a probability. You say, well, it's a high probability that it's here, and there's a low probability that it's here. You can't say for definite.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, you could say that about a wave, but I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Like, what is the tool of detection that you're using?
Exactly where a particle is. And the wave function is just really the mathematical way of expressing that probability of where the particle actually is in space. Oh, the wave.
No, that's not what Schrodinger said. That's not what we set out to do. That's not what chemistry says. We know what it looks like.
Function is a version of quantum mechanics invented by Owen Schrodinger, and it's a complex quantity.
It wasn't invented. It was derived from first principles.
I don't want to go into, but
from observations, from the fact that Bohr's model gave good predictions, good explanatory powers. Based on that, we knew de Broglie is right. Based on that, Schrodinger came up with his equation.
Actually, the wave function is related to the probability of finding a particle somewhere.
No, it's not. Schrodinger never derived the wave equation based on that assumption, on the Born rule.
But the more complicated thing was Schrodinger's life. In 1938, I think he was...
Why do they go to ad hominem?
Invited to Oxford by Lindemann and travelled there with his wife and his girlfriend and set up a menagerie.
That's all they care for. His wife and girlfriend. And that's half this video.
And him living together in the same household.
Oh!
And others found out about it in Oxford. He was invited to leave and found himself just before the outbreak of the Second World War in Germany. He was rescued there by the Irish, who spirited him out to Dublin, and he spent the war there with his wife. And he managed to get another mistress, an Irish girl, pregnant, and his wife and this Irish girl brought up the baby themselves. So he had a very, very complicated life, which was probably typical of quite a lot of German scientists from Berlin at the time. Berlin in the 30s being quite a racy place.
Our quantum theory has at its core, and wave function has at its core, the idea of an imaginary number, the idea of the square root.
There you go. The idea at its core is the imaginary number, the idea of a square root of -1.
-1. And so we are using, it seems absolutely mad to somebody, using a mathematician or a physicist, it seems bizarre, and it is mad in some respects when you think about it, that we're using imaginary numbers, square root of -1, something that cannot exist in the real world, to describe reality. And that's absolutely remarkable. And so we can certainly...
What?
That we're using imaginary numbers, square root of -1, something that cannot exist in the real world, to describe reality. And that's absolutely remarkable.
We're not. It's a convenient shorthand of the cosine function. The next... Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. What's going on? Let's see what's going on. Let's open a new browser. Let's see live what is going on. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see what's going on. Let me look up. Let's look up the news. Let's look up the news. What is going on? Iran. You know what? Let's look for Israel war. Let's see anything in the news about Israel war. What did? 1 second. I have a message. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Nom, 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 nom. Num, 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 num. Very nice. Everything is fine. That's Israel Hamas war, but there's no live updates. I need live updates. You know what? Let's go. Let's go. This is live. Newsday, Tuesday, Iran. Okay. So what is going on? Middle East live. Tel Aviv skyline. Let's see this. Oh, this is just a skyline? Nothing else? So if there's any incoming missiles, we would see them? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm getting notifications from everywhere. Is there any? Okay, there's sirens in Israel. But is there anything incoming? Would we see anything incoming? Yeah, Israel needs to wipe out the Middle East. Just wipe it out. This is unacceptable. Just destroy all the anti-Israel governments, take over those countries, done and done. That's the end of that. Enough nonsense. Why does Israel need to live in fear? I don't think. Let me see. Oh, it's actually somebody. Oh, there it is. Something. That's. Wow. What is that? Oh, that's it. It was destroyed? Yeah, you could hear the explosion. This is unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. I would just go on bombing raids and just wipe everything out all around. Just wipe it out. Any hint of a military installation, wipe it out. I don't care, citizens, no citizens, wipe it out. Wipe it out. Citizens are there, tough luck. Get out of there. Wipe it all out. This is the old adage, barbarians are at the gate. These are barbarians attacking civilization. Wipe out the barbarians. Members only mode. Okay, I think we saw them take out one missile, one rocket. This is important to watch. This is from a couple of days ago, I think. Israel moves into southern Lebanon, sparking limited ground operation, country says. Just take it over. Take over Lebanon. You had enough time to fix your country. That's it. Thank you very much. You had a country. Now it's Israel. Welcome to Israel. End. That's it. Enough. Enough nonsense. You wanted war against Israel? Congratulations. Now you are Israel. Congratulations. That's it. That's the end of that. How Israel assassinated Hezbollah commander. That's interesting. The essence of multivariable calculus. Special theory of relativity. Israel rains hellfire in Yemen. That's good. She forgot to close the canopy. She didn't go through the checklist. Wait, this is not live. Let's go to live. I forgot that every time you go back to live, it resets. It doesn't remember that you selected live. This guy, I don't see the point. This guy is. Why can't I unsubscribe from here? If I say don't recommend the channel, can I still go visit the channel? So let's open it somewhere else. Oh, I can't? Disgusting. You see, you have to go back to live. So let's control open it and now say don't recommend it. And now go to this channel. And yeah, we're still subscribed. So even though I told it not to recommend it, unsubscribed. Have a great rest of your life. Middle East, we saw the Tel Aviv skyline. I think everything is fine now. Let's look again. Let's open it separately so we keep it open. That looked like it. Let's listen if there's an explosion. It might be that the sea, it fell into the sea. So if it goes into the sea, they don't try to shoot it. Jesus Christ. What the heck? No way. What are those? That's an anti-missile. Another one. Each one going up is $1 million. Each one coming down is very cheap. It's like maybe $100,000. So it's probably that's what they want to do. I mean, part of their mission is, drain, like cause a financial drain on Israel. I've never seen anything like this. Jesus Christ, this. Wow. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. Israel has to wipe out Iran. Just wipe it out. Wipe it out. Enough of Iran. Enough is enough. This is not a joke anymore. Enough is enough. Wipe out Iran. Just wipe it out. Let me change the title. Iran attacking Israel. I don't know. Somebody is. I don't know where these missiles. Israel under attack. Jesus Christ. This is not good. They could overwhelm the Israeli defense. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Why did Israel let this problem fester? Benjamin Netanyahu is such a disaster. Why did he let this fester? Where did it hit? Something is burning. I mean, the only job of government is to protect its citizens. How difficult is it to protect your citizens? Jesus, you have an enemy, you go, you wipe it out, you come home for dinner. That's the plan. Why didn't Israel do this all this time? I mean, Iran is such a nonsense country. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. And Israel must have known how terrible the problem with the Hezbollah is. Israel must have known all this time. They were inside all this time. They knew everything that's going on, and they let this problem fester. What a disaster to have such a government. Such a bunch of weaklings. Iran fires missiles. These are coming from Iran? Why is Iran's government still in existence in this universe? I don't understand. Didn't the US warn Iran to sit this one out? What is the US going to do? Wait for something actually terrible to happen? Is anyone hurt? Why isn't there a barrage of rockets and an attack going into Iran from Israel right now? This is the end of the world. I didn't expect to live through the end of the world. Let me... Let's go back to this. Okay, let's refresh this. Invasion starts. Let's see what they have to say.
And Hezbollah had to, I think there's a number, basically a certain amount of kilometers they had to be away from the border.
Yeah, they have no idea that there is an attack live. They're not in Israel. Breaking shooting in Jaffa. Yeah, the shooting in Jaffa is nothing to do with the attacks. I mean, it's an attack, but it's a local attack. Somebody locally was attacked. Terrible. Some of the Arabs living in Israel are terrible people. They need to, I mean, all enemies of civilization must be wiped off the map of the earth. Jesus Christ.
So,
where is he watching?
This is someone's alert map that was sent to me.
Yeah, the Arabs are targeting military installations. It's only military installations they're attacking, just military.
Flat is streaming from Tel Aviv, streaming from a window.
How can you
I've
stream?
got a couple of streams up from people watching it.
How can you stream?
This guy is streaming it from his window in Tel Aviv.
How? So he's unprotected. This guy's nuts. He's unprotected. He's completely vulnerable. A tiny shrapnel
the worst
can.
of it's already passed, or this is from a few minutes ago.
We're going to have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I can't tell you what's going on right now.
Is anybody dead?
Whoa, look at this.
What was that?
Things are just coming down.
So the Iranians are trying to overwhelm the Israeli defense
And this is
systems.
just one part of the country. This is just one part of the country. I don't know what's going on in other parts of the country.
No, this is Tel Aviv. Basically, all of Israel is
This seems
this.
to have happened. This is where I know the impacts in Tel Aviv.
Okay, okay, guys, we gotta get off
Oh
the roof.
my
These are coming
God.
down right
Yeah, don't
next
stand
to
on your
us here.
fucking roof. Oh my god. Don't stand near your windows as well, okay? What the fuck?
They're coming down one.
Oh my God.
Okay, guys, we gotta get off the roof. These
So that
are
landed in the sea, I think.
coming
didn't it?
down right next to us here.
This
They're
is
coming
not
down. One
good.
just about. We gotta go inside.
If something like that lands in somebody's house, that's it. That's the end of that.
But I mean, this literally all just happened a couple of minutes ago. Who's that from? This is all Iran. This will be Iranian, all of it.
No way. What is the Israeli government waiting for? Oh my God, this is not ending. This is not ending.
So this is it as it happened. Just from, what, 10, 20 minutes ago?
Ehrlich trained. The military
Yeah, this is when the
confirms it.
sirens went off.
Iran has launched missiles towards Israel.
Thanks to $20, yes, these are from Iran. Yes.
What is the U.S. doing?
There are a huge
Why
amount of
isn't the
rocket alerts
U.S.
all over
going?
Israel.
There's a
Why
terror
isn't
attack
the
here,
U.S.
on
doing
the ground.
anything?
Yeah, these are
Jesus
the rocket alerts.
Christ.
Well, there is an attack on the ground, and at least I think there's a shooting in Jaffa and in a synagogue somewhere. But I don't know if it's coordinated with Iran. I don't know if it was just like it was just a couple of randoms who maybe came in from the West Bank, or if it might have been Palestinian Israelis who decided to do it after on the same day as the Iranian strikes. Because we knew the strikes were coming from Iran. We knew they were set to come today because U.S. Intel's been talking about it all day. So we knew there was going to be an attack. Whether it's coordinated or just they decided to synchronize it independently, either could be true.
In the sky, is that a missile? Is that an interceptor? What are we seeing? That's a light. You're looking at it right now. We're hearing an explosion, maybe an interception. This is live from Tel Aviv right now.
We're what, 15 minutes behind here?
Where is this thing? That's also from Tel Aviv.
Where have you been? I was going to take a day off today.
This is terrible. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm trying to get you guys updates here.
This is on the streets, obviously, because of the shootings. This is the Beirut skyline, meanwhile, live.
I'm not hearing the sirens there anymore. Again, the IDF said missiles were launched. Let me see what I can. Let me see what I can get you on this. I'm waiting to hear more. But the Israeli army says the Israeli military has confirmed
This is when the sirens are going to start.
that missiles have been launched towards Israel. Multiple outlets saying this. The Jerusalem Post reported it. The IDF says missiles have been launched to Israel, and now we wait and see what happens.
What's Biden going to do?
There's more rocket alerts, but there's rocket alerts all over Israel now, guys. There's alerts all over the place. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on now.
People in Jordan saw them? Yeah,
I have
all
a
left,
camera
yeah.
on the northern border. I can get that up on the bottom of the screen. Let me just do that for you. Give me a moment. I know there's new rocket alerts. At this point, there's a lot of rocket alerts. So hang on. That's the scene of the shooting, but I'm going to put that. No, I don't want that. I want the border, actually. I want the border area. Where's the northern border there? What's happening? What's happening now? Look at that. What is that?
Yeah.
Look at guys. We're seeing. Are those interceptors? What are we seeing there?
Yeah,
what
those are interceptors.
We're seeing stuff go in the
But
sky.
there's a limit.
We're
How
seeing
many
stuff go on the
interceptors do you
right now.
have?
That
You
many
have
interceptors,
limited
maybe?
numbers
I don't
of
know.
interceptors.
Unbelievable. We are seeing interceptors apparently flying over Tel Aviv right now. Israel's Nadav Eyal says over 100 launches detected reportedly. We're seeing interceptors being fired right now.
Just 100?
Tons of rocket alerts.
Oh,
all over the place.
interceptors.
This guy's just hype news. Okay. I wouldn't want to be in Israel with this guy giving me the news.
But this is confirmed missile launches. What's going on now? We're waiting to see what happens. Look at these interceptors going up in Tel Aviv.
This is what they look like going over Amman.
Oh, this is from Amman. This is en route. Jesus.
What the fuck?
It's not Sundowner's voice.
The problem is that there is a limit to how much Israel can defend itself. And you can't forever defend yourself. You run out of defense systems. Each rocket going up, each interceptor is super expensive.
Amman into Israel, you really get the perspective of how fucking small everything is when you're doing that. Like flying over Amman, and it's like, oh wait, that's the sea, which means that's Tel Aviv, which means that's Jerusalem. Yeah, you can figure it all out like really quickly when you're flying over, and you can see it all just in one moment.
Ballistic missiles. Look at this. Wow, look at this. Unbelievable. Hang on. Oh, what's that right there? Look at that right there. Something just fell down. Something just fell down. Let me keep checking. I'm watching this just like you, and I will check for other updates here. Alerts all over the country. Sirens. Sirens right now. Sirens going off in Tel Aviv.
Look at this, man. Like
Sirens
right
going
over
off in Tel Aviv. Whoa, look at this. Look at all the lights. Look at everything up there. Unbelievable. Look at all these. Look at all of those. Are those missiles? Are those missiles or interceptors? Are those drones? Are they missiles? Are they interceptors?
Yeah,
What are we
those
looking
are
at right
probably drones. I don't know.
now? Unbelievable.
How can you intercept the drones? I don't know. I mean, there's so many of them.
Wow.
This guy's stressing me out.
Are those drones? Are they missiles? Look at all of them. Those might be the missiles.
No one is defending Israel. Israel is
That could
left
be
to
incoming.
defend itself.
Wow. Look at all of them.
Wow.
This is live in Tel Aviv.
This fucking guy. I didn't actually. I watched a bit of this before I was starting up the stream.
Whoa, look at they keep coming.
The only thing that's protecting against these drones is that the GPS is off. Israel is sending confusing GPS signals to throw off the drones.
Things just hit. Things are coming down.
You had
Things are coming down.
explosions
I don't know if
as
those are intercepted. Things are coming down. Maybe that's debris coming down. I don't know if these are interceptions or missiles or what.
This guy needs to
And look at
calm
all
down.
Whoa.
This
Unbelievable.
guy.
We're hearing explosions now.
This guy's
Live in Tel
nuts.
Aviv here. Whoa! Something else just came down. We're seeing things come down in explosions. This is unbelievable.
What is this? We got a few other live feeds here. I-24.
Obviously, we're sitting tight. Ariel, I know that you wanted to give us some updates, and there was more that you want to add to the conversation we were having.
Pro Iranian accounts on Telegram are posting videos from various areas in Iran, from Isfahan, from Kermanshah in the west, showing the missiles going out, being launched, and a few minutes later we heard sirens in Israel and the IDF confirming that missiles have been launched from Iran
Andrew.
to Israel. So there isn't much of a guessing game.
What's up?
Oh, what are you doing?
You're in Egypt. Are you hearing the explosions?
Explosions? Nope.
Like Israel is under attack.
Sure. So
Join me
how is
in
that
my.
related?
You're not like next door. You can't hear it.
Oh, next. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
you're super funny.
Click on the link with the JH at the end. You see the link with the JH that I just posted?
I doubt that this will be the last time we see such a strike on behalf from Iran at Israel, and it would behoove Israeli decision makers as well as leaders in the West.
I'm watching
to look
the
at where we
news
are right now, what steps
live.
are taken to bring us here, and what needs to be done because.
So Israel is under attack. Wait, can you say something?
Something.
What? What do you mean, thanks God?
Thank God, I don't hear any bombs or something or any explosion.
Oh. Raise your volume a little bit. Can you get closer to the mic?
Okay.
So let's listen. This is so terrifying.
that we do have to be concerned about the threat of overwhelming and saturating Israeli defenses.
Right, they're trying to saturate Israeli defenses. They're trying to overwhelm the Israeli defenses.
Out messages on
The
Twitter
last report I can see is 7 wounded, 2 dead.
Oh my God.
now, about 17 minutes ago, saying that this morning he and the vice president convened with our national security team to discuss Iranian plans to launch an imminent missile attack against Israel. We discussed how the United States is prepared to help Israel defend against these attacks and protect American personnel in the region. What more do we know?
There's so many Americans living in Israel. I mean, isn't it the job of the U.S. to protect them?
Extremely closely. The president,
There's an ambassador, there's an embassy.
as you mentioned, with the national security team at the White.
Did the U.S. evacuate all Americans from Israel?
The U.S. is actively supporting defensive
I mean, you
preparations.
can someone filming from their apartment building where you can see the bodies on the ground. They're sitting next to bus stops.
Why is
Or
anyone
stops for the train? Yeah, it looks like it's the train.
Why is anyone outside during this attack? Everybody should be in their bunkers.
The 2 shooters. They're there
Oh,
with proper fucking like automatic weapons. I don't know where they came from.
this is in Israel this morning.
What's really scary is if they actually came from within Israel, because then the blowback you're going to see from like Ben Gavir's police and all that shit is going to be like disgusting. And if they
That's what he cares about. He cares about the blowback. The fact that there is actual terrorists, that's okay. That's part for the course. He just
your
cares
family
about
in
the
Lebanon, I hope they're
blowback.
okay. Yeah, they're still there. They're still in the mountains now. They went away from Beirut because Beirut's too scary.
You know, this guy's Lebanese. You know that, Andrew? Oh, Andrew's gone, like always.
Oh, all right, hang on.
To defend Israel against this very attack. And then that key line, the White House official saying a direct military attack from Iran against Israel will carry severe consequences for Iran. Of course, lots of questions now about what that means.
What are your father's thoughts? My father's pretty mental, so I, I don't think his thoughts are going to give you that much insight.
You know, adamant that an all-out war in the Middle East has to be avoided. The big question is how, as you continue to see the escalation continue, Kira.
Mary, thank you. Let's take it back to
What escalation? There, I don't care about escalation. Israel needs to wipe out the Iranian government. It's so simple. It's a terroristic, fascistic dictatorship. Wipe them out. Done. Why Israel can wipe them out? Wipe them out. Finished. End of story.
Clearly on the camera is
We saw that Israel is capable of killing, pinpointing one terrorist in Iran. Boom, done. Thank you. Have a great rest of your non-life. Why can't they do the same with the entire Iranian terroristic, fascistic dictatorship?
Intercepted like very, very close to the city. Like some interceptions hit, and it seems like the leftovers of the missiles landed in the sea. So that means they got all the way from Tehran or from Iran to Tel Aviv towards the sea, right? So because they come from the east, no, or the southeast. The arrow
to
system.
the border. This will give them succor. They feel that they will be emboldened.
Tunnels is Gaza or Lebanon? There are tunnels in Lebanon as well. We can look at that as well. The IDF actually, I'm surprised they haven't done this in. I'm surprised they haven't done this in Gaza as much, but the IDF actually declassified 3 of their missions in Lebanon. So they show you the tunnels, they show you the weapons caches, and they show you the fucking how they located the houses where the weapons were held, and they show you them going in, and they show you what they took, what they gathered from them. So we can watch that later if you want. The tunnel system that Hezbollah has is a lot more sophisticated than Hamas's, though. Jesus. This is across the south and the central. Israeli journalist is saying 8 dead in Jaffa now. Wow.
What do you mean 8 dead in Jaffa? Is 8 what?
Largest paramilitary on earth. That's right. Largest non-state actor. There's a running joke in Lebanon that the Lebanese army, like the official government army, There's a running joke that they are at least in the top 5 largest militias in Lebanon. Yeah, I saw this one as well. Yeah, the 5th strongest militia.
Jesus.
I saw this, yeah. Not good. Are those missiles as powerful as what Israel used in Lebanon? What the Iranians?
Just to be clear, this is all of Israel, basically. This is all of Israel.
I think it's not so much the power of these Iranian ones. The problem with these Iranian ones is that they don't seem to be aimed. They're just fired at whatever the fuck. Call Hassan, he'd know. He would know, wouldn't he? Hello, Willie Mack. Gosh. What are we saying?
You start having missiles flying into Israel, attacks here, attacks in Iran, attacks in Iraq, then things start to look potentially out of control.
Ian, let's take it from you right back to our Matt Gutman, who's out of the shelter now there in Tel Aviv. He is out on the balcony. Just in light of what Ian just said, Matt, the question remains, as phase 1 here on behalf of Iran has now taken place, how will Israel respond? How long will Israel wait? What is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu doing at this moment?
I can tell you what he's been doing over the past 15, 20 years, Kira, and that has been selecting targets. This is something that Israeli intelligence has been talking about for a long time. They know where they want to hit in Iran. They have been thinking about this. They have been accumulating intelligence through analysts, through agents on the ground for many years. They have been prepared for this. They have both the defensive capabilities to knock those missiles out of the sky that are incoming and offensive capabilities in terms of its air force and their own missiles that are capable of hitting Iran. What they select, how hard they intend to go remains obviously the biggest question at this point. And I think a lot of it depends on the damage we see here in the coming hours, Kira. We're being told by security sources that the IDF is about to put out the latest bulletin about possible damage. Some of those missiles, or parts of them, have come through. We don't know if there are any casualties yet, but I'm told that they're going to inform us in the coming minutes of what happened. I don't think, from my understanding from just speaking to a military source, that there's any severe damage at that point. And that will certainly calibrate the kind of response that we're going to see from Israel. Just as we got out to this balcony again, we heard additional booms of those interceptors. Now, all of this aerial warfare, Kira, is happening tens of thousands of feet in the air. And those booms that
Trump
we hear
released a
are
statement.
delayed by seconds. The intercepts happening way out.
It's not on Twitter because you have
probably
this
15
Truth
miles
Social
from where
first.
we are. I saw a couple of them go out just before we ran into the shelter. Now, when
Is
we
this
talk
right now?
about those ballistic missiles, you know, we tend to
Wait,
think
what's Trump saying? Loner, are you Lebanese? Yep. Some parts of me are. Everything from the nipple down. Let's see.
Me now here in studio, NBC's Garrett Haake, who spoke with former President Donald Trump moments ago about this potential strike against Israel coming from Iran. What did he say?
He said he's watching it closely, and we mostly talked about it in a political context. He said he doesn't think Iran should do it. He warned them not to do it. And he argued a trail that he thinks that this country, this world is closer to World War III than at any time in recent memory. Look, from the Trump campaign's perspective, instability in the world is good for Donald Trump.
Why am I talking to the fuck? Are you going to make up your own opinions or bring on an actual expert on the subject of missiles such as Hassan?
Well, the fact is, the world was much more stable when Trump was in control. It became very unstable very quickly as soon as Biden came in.
Around and see wars in the Middle East and in Ukraine, and they say this.
No one wants to mess with the U.S. when Trump is in control. He's unpredictable.
There's a certain suspension of memory from his own presidency not that long ago, but I think in
Biden is just weak.
Oh, apparently, U.S. intel said they were planning 2 waves, 15 minutes apart. So have there been new strikes?
Tonight, I would be shocked if this is not something that J.D. Vance pushes on the debate stage to argue that this unstable world that we're living in is a product of, he will say, a weak presidency in the United States right now.
Yeah, as far as that debate coming up, does this change the approach at all? Do we anticipate?
It may. I mean, look, I think the issues that
The interesting thing is Iran have said that, or it seems like the Iranians have actually picked targets. They were apparently targeting the Mossad headquarters near Tel Aviv, the Israeli airbase at Nevatim, and the airbase at Katzarim, would that be it? Or Katzarim, in parts of the Negev. But there's been at least 2 waves. Is that where they've been going, though? Is that the direction they've been going into?
Motivate American voters are almost always domestic issues unless you're talking about a full-scale war. It's the economy. Our polling shows this. It's the cost of everything. The Trump campaign wants it to be immigration. I think those are issues that will still probably be the primary driver to the degree that a VP...
Immigration is not as important. Trump should just talk about energy, lowering the cost of energy and freeing up the markets, economic freedom and lower cost of energy. More economic freedom, lower cost of energy. That's all he should say. That's it. That's enough. That should win him the presidency.
Why are you going to a war with America? What did they do to you? Like, fuck.
Of those issues that make a difference, but a major shooting war in the Middle East is one of the very, very few things that I think could break through and alter the way that Americans are thinking about a race. We'll see if it sort of overshadows tonight specifically, or if this is a story with a much longer tail through November.
All right. Thank you so much for bringing us that latest reporting.
Okay, so this thing, Israel under attack. Let's watch these guys.
We have to incapacitate both Hezbollah and Iran's capacity to launch these attacks. This is now round 2 of attacks directly from Iran on Israel. And remember what's going on here. Hezbollah started attacking on October 8th in solidarity, in sympathy with what happened on October 7th. This is all part of the same attack. Iran is an active combatant in the attack on October 7th. And they have to be recognized as such. And our evasion doesn't make that go away. The pleasant emotions that it might give Westerners.
Yeah. What's this? We're under attack and they're not there?
Could be just taken out by the Iron Dome. So
3 minutes ago.
Thank God for his protection. Thank God for the Iron Dome.
Thank God for the Iron Dome. Thank God for the Iron Dome.
Yeah, I saw someone asking if we should be in a bomb shelter. We don't actually have a bomb shelter here, so we're doing the best thing possible. It is getting on the ground, locking our doors, pulling down the window shades. Doing a very good job.
Jerusalem, Iran launches missiles at Israel. Breaking, Iran starts. Newsday, Iran launches massive strike, huge explosions, the enforcer. What is this thing with the shooting in Tel Aviv?
And with some cars and a motorcycle. When we arrived, we found some people. Cool.
I wonder if they're even talking about
and
it.
making it into these kind of like little.
And the internet, because the internet is a series of tubes.
Like,
extremist with a backpack. That's what he's signaling.
He's
that
not
press
even
conference, because these are facts you might need to know.
Not
Our
even
coverage probably around 9:15 p.m. Eastern.
not even mentioning in passing the attack. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 So, what are the reports? So, how many, like, what happened at the end of the day? What did happen in Israel? Let's see this guy.
8 hours to reload for a ballistic missile launcher. And that's for people that know what they're doing. All right. Scale, there's a very good chance that the United States is already involved by scrambling fighter jets to help shoot these things down. This is a very likely thing. Now, please pray. As a matter of fact, let's all pray right now. Okay. Lord God, I just come to you right now and I pray for your protection over Israel. Please. Qasser was taken out today. And only one of the people in this picture of him with Bashar al-Assad is still alive. The scope of launches is extensive against Israel, probably 400 at least. We won't know exactly. Let's see here. The IDF eliminated Mohammed Jafar Qasser, the commander of the weapons transfers from Iran to Hezbollah in Lebanon. He's part of Unit 4400. The IDF announced today that they had taken him out with fighter jets following precise IDF intelligence. They took him out in Beirut. This guy, Mohammed Jafar Qasser, was one of the senior leaders of Hezbollah and one of the most dominant figures in the Iran-Hezbollah-Syrian terrorist axis and was considered close to the Iranian regime. It's not likely that this attack is because of that. It's likely that this attack has been planned for some time. Breaking news. IDF confirms Iran has fired over 4,000 munitions toward Israel. We'll go back to Amir Tsarfati is posting now. Israel airspace is closed. Flights are being directed to alternative airfields outside of Israel. We heard from some of our people on our tour that the airspace here in Jordan, well, at least between Jordan and Frankfurt, was closed because.
Anyway, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. Okay, let's take a break. I'll be back.